Hello. Mm, I'm gonna wait for people to start letting them in. Meanwhile, if you're watching this recording, good morning. I'm gonna get my other computer turned on. And here they come. Hello, Jarmoon. How are you?
I'm doing well, Miss Diana. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good. Nice to see you again.
It's always a pleasure.
So, what's that tag that you have there? City of Champions. What's that?
Oh, it's just a little logo.
Oh, it's a logo
Uh,
from your ticket. It looks like it was like an award or a tag or something. No.
former employer.
All right. Well, nice to see you again. Let me connect to my other computer for a second. Here we go.
And I am in a public setting, so you may hear some music in the background, and I will have my video off for most of these course.
No problem. As long as you can hear me, and when you have, questions or stuff, you can unmute yourself, and that's fine. It's what's in the background. But yeah, no problem. Thanks for letting me know. And
Absolutely.
so remind me, what class of mine did you take before
Previously, we took the Photoshop course
the
together.
Photoshop course? Okay. Um, so in this computer that you have, are you able to get into VDI or how are you gonna handle the
No, I'm just mostly here just to take notes and listen to your expertise. I'm not going to be able to follow along exactly. And
Mhm.
also, I just want to be transparent that I won't be able to save the entire duration. But I'll
Okay.
stay as long as I can. I just always love taking your courses, always learn so much from you. So I definitely wanted to try this course as well.
Okay. That sounds great. And yeah, get as much in as you can. Are you in a situation where you can then do the work once you're not online? If you can try to connect to VDI? Oh,
Yeah, I was visiting the campus. So they have a whole technical center right next to the library, and then they
okay.
have all the applications. This uh,
Okay.
this is this is just a Chromebook that the school offers, and it doesn't have all the so
No, the
eventually I
Chromebook doesn't work because it doesn't have the right keys and things like that. Okay, so good. So then you can get the work done using the recording and posting in the Padlet and stuff like that. So that's great. Well, this
absolutely.
is the time when I help people with the basics of Zoom, which you kind of have already taken the class. So just a small reminder that it was doing the yes and no with the reaction buttons when I ask
Oh, yeah,
questions.
of course. Yeah, I remember that portion of the course. Should I tune back in after that? I know it's optional to attend a beginning. Um,
Yeah, if you want to check in half an hour, that'll make more sense because you know this part. So
right.
yeah, at some point the new people, which there are in the class, and I don't know where they are, they're probably sleeping in late. Will be here and then we'll start with the class in yeah, about half an hour. Okay.
Okay.
All right. See you in half. Wondering if the link I sent is to a different class. Um, because this is weird that no one's here. Hmm. Did I send the wrong link? Nine six 90. 90DZ09. 90DZ. It does look like it's the right one. Hello. Hi, Christina.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you.
So
There we go.
I have two of you on this
Yeah,
Zoom.
because one's my computer, that's my second one that I run the Zoom from, and one is the one that I run the programs from. So I'm like, two, you got twice the teacher. Anyway, hi, how are you?
Well, I think so. Am I the only one in here?
You are right now, yeah. I'm surprised because this is when the new people come in, and I've got quite a few new people in the roster, so I don't know where they are. Well, one person did come, but they're one of the ones that didn't need the first part, so he's checking out and checking in again later, as I told him to. But where's everyone else? I don't know. Um, and I sent the email today, so I was just checking the link to make sure that the link was working, and it seems to be working, so. Yeah, look at that. There's like at least six new people that I can think of on the roster that should be here. Oh well.
I
Um,
can tell you that I did buy the College Buys Adobe iCloud.
oh, okay, wonderful. But
But the instructions you gave and the instructions they had were ever so slightly. So for example,
mhm,
you said, as well as another class said, that you need to use a personal account.
yes. Oh, now it's a FCCC account.
Yeah, it's the FCC account.
Yes, they just changed that, and I should change my recording. I noticed that they changed that. Someone else mentioned it. Yeah, that's new. So thanks for the reminder. Let me put that in a note so that I can fix.
And they said in the future you can add your personal email so that you have two emails. You just have to email them to say, please add my personal email
And
as
email them. Okay.
uh,
To add your personal email.
but they said that is just a preference. Uh,
Okay.
they still have to verify
Yeah, because we need to
status.
make sure you're a student. So then this is in the recording that I did that I sent that or I also think I wrote that in the email. When you say you got the instructions, can I ask you a favor? Because they email you the instructions. Can you forward that email to me so I can see the new instructions? Here's the thing, they change, and then since I'm not buying it, I don't know until a student like you tells me. So then I can update my information. So do you have, I mean, you got them from them by email, right? The instructions?
Correct. Let's see if I can find them.
Forward that one to me so that I can update my information. That would be incredible. Uh,
Yeah, I have to find them, but yes, I
well,
can.
whenever you don't, no problem. Whenever
But
you,
let me ask you this. Are you aware of any other companies that exist that offer similar discounted rates to students, like
no.
for Microsoft Office, to actually own it and not be part of 365?
I mean, even if you get it through this FCCC, it's like Federation of California City Colleges, so it's the only one that I know of that Adobe allows to get a discount. So and they do Microsoft, but you also get Microsoft 365. So I think you might be able to purchase before when I was but see, I haven't checked FCCC, but they I used to teach people Office, and you could buy individual programs. You could buy Word from them. You could buy just PowerPoint
Yes,
kind of thing. But so check in their website. This was a couple years ago. Maybe now they're only offering FCCC. And since, yeah,
they're only, well, I only saw the college buys, they only offer Adobe. That's the only one. They didn't
yeah.
offer any
Oh,
other program, so that's why I was asking if you knew.
as far as I know, they offer everything. That's weird.
Really?
Let me check. I'm going to the site here. I'm sharing while we're talking. As far as I know, um, they had, oh, what happened? What? They stopped selling all the rest? Again, talk about changes.
Yeah, that's why I was I was thinking. I know years ago, uh
Yeah.
professors used to say, "Oh, you could buy this at a discount, you could buy this at a discount."
Well, that is extreme news for me. Student eligible.
I'm still looking for
Wow,
those
that
instructions.
I am that's actual news to me that they only do Adobe, and I've never, so Microsoft, those people must have changed their agreements with them.
So
Uh
they, yeah, they said that they buy the licenses.
yeah. But we used to have, everything used to be here on sale. This is only for,
Oh, okay.
this is surprise. This is news to me. When someone asks me, well, the good news, the really good news for you is that you can get my Office 365 for free as a City College student as well. So maybe that's why they stopped selling it, because now City College and other city colleges give it to you for free as a
When you say give it, does that under student resources? Is that what you mean?
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, but we don't really own it. It's really just out there on,
Well, it's 365, which you do own. I don't know what you mean. You do download it and use it for a year. Well, I mean, I have it as
oh,
a,
you're saying we can download it
yeah.
from SBC.
Over, let me see. Thing is that I have faculty resources because this is my faculty, but I think under student resources menu, um, show more student records. God, I don't have the,
Let's see. Essential resources.
okay, under essential resources, there we go.
You
Uh,
see there,
There it is, Microsoft 65. You can go there and you can download and have them in your computer. Yeah, you can click in here and get the whole suite downloaded into your computer. You sign in with your Pipeline account.
oh,
Uh,
with your pipeline account. Okay.
what's this? No, you go to yeah, it's all you're a student, right? So you have to show them that you're um so you sign in with your Pipeline account. Your account has to be signed in. Put in your Pipeline over here, go in all the way, and then you can download it. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And it's good for a year.
So technically they check every year, as long as you keep taking, I don't know how Microsoft checks in, but so technically in a year you need to renew it like any Microsoft 365, and they're again ask you for your for your student. And one thing that you know is that as a non-credit student, you can, as long as you take one class a year, you're still a student. So you can keep being a student, for free. So you should be able to keep using it. Hmm.
Interesting. Okay.
So maybe that's why the FCCC site isn't offering it anymore. That is absolute news to me, but they offered other stuff. They had other software too. So I'm surprised that it's down to just Adobe. And do hope they never drop that because that is such an amazing price in comparison that, yeah. Anyway, thanks for asking all those questions. You haven't taken one of my classes, have you?
It's been a while.
It's been a while, but not online, I think, or maybe online, but quite a while. And I'm just asking because someone's just joining us, so we're gonna do the basics. Hi, Amberly. All right. Hi, Amberly. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining us. I'm glad I caught your registration yesterday. I wasn't gonna check, and then I went, oh yeah, one more person. So that's great. So Christina's here. Although you can't see her. Nice fireplace. And and then a couple of people who are gonna who came in, but they're the people who don't need this part, so they're gonna join us later. And then I'm worried because there's other new students who haven't shown up yet, so I don't know whether to email them again. Because if they come in late, then I'll have to repeat this little portion, but oh well. They'll come when they come.
Well, I was going to say that I wasn't given the opportunity. I have Zoom workspace, so I
Mhm.
was never given an opportunity to upgrade it. As your instructions said, upgrade your Zoom
I
version.
get if you just connected to the one that downloads through the link, that one I think comes straight in from I think that's the highest the newest version, but some people have Zoom installed on their computers like I do, and then they connect through that one and then it could be an old version. So it should be okay. You can go up to are you on a Mac or on a PC?
A PC.
Right. So then I don't know where you check for updates on a PC, of all things. I know so much about a PC, but I don't know where you would check to see if your Zoom has updates on a Mac. You can just check right here. Um, and they do see already, I updated a couple of days ago and there's already a new version up. It's telling me 653, but I can't use it right now. So they keep updating little things all the time, but now and then there's a big update where yesterday I had a student with the old one and her buttons that she needed to use were different than mine. And so I have to always, know if the people are seeing the same thing I'm seeing. But anyway, you'll be fine. If anything that I say doesn't look like what you have, then we'll figure out where it is because it's mostly there. It's just a little bit different. The emojis they have are different. Certain things they can do are different, but it's tools that we don't use, so that's fine.
I
So
just emailed you the instructions.
thank you. Thank you
You're
so much.
welcome. It's an attachment. Okay.
That's perfect. I appreciate that. So, Amberly, since you just got my messages yesterday, what's your situation with the applications? Do you have them or will you use VDI?
I'm planning on using VDI for now. I did watch the video, but I haven't had a chance to actually do it myself.
Okay. So then we'll walk you through it. But first, let me just go really quickly through a couple of things that are Zoom based. Once we have a bunch of students here, the first thing is that when you guys check in, we go to the chat and we go, hello, hi there, good morning, whatever you want to say, but just write something in the chat so that you kind of get registered that you're here. So that's the first step. The second step is to have, or the first step is to really have your first and last name. So Christina, I added your last name and I shouldn't because we were just talking and I just did it, but I should have had you do it. So let me show you where you would do that because you just showed up as Christina Amberly. See how she's got first and last name there? But yours just said Christina, and that's always going to happen unless you change it in the Zoom settings. Each time you start, it starts already with whatever it has. So yours will always say Christina. So either you change that in the settings or can you hover over the video of your video, your chimney, and you'll see that on the top right of your little box, there's 3 dots. Click on those 3 dots and then kind of midway down that menu, there's something that says rename. And that's what I did to add your name. Can you check on that so that next time you can do it yourself? Tell me if you found it. Christina?
Oh, so you said the 3 dots, it says more.
Yeah. And then
Record, note, whiteboard, reset to default.
no, on the video of yourself, not the 3 dots of the of the
Okay.
job bar, but of your own little video of yourself, which in this case is of a room. Hover over that one, and then on the top right of your video, there's 3 dots.
I don't see it. There is view. It's a speaker gallery, multi.
Okay, so stop for a minute. Are you on a computer or on an iPad or on a phone? Whatever.
I'm on a laptop
Okay,
and
so put your mouse, do you have a mouse or a laptop with a
I have a finger
pad? Okay,
and
put
a,
the touchpad on top, put your finger on top of that chimney picture that you have, the mirror.
okay.
And
Oh, now it's the 3 dots.
now you have 3 dots right there. Yeah, perfect.
Now it says mute my auto, stop video, blur my
Yep.
background, adjust
Yep.
background.
One of those says rename somewhere halfway down or something like that.
Got it.
There we go. So then you open that one and then you add your last name. I did it for you this time, but just so you know where it is, so you can add it. Okay, either that or you have to change it in the
Yeah.
settings. I don't know.
It
Okay.
works.
Okay, perfect. All right. So I wrote hi there on the chat, but I didn't see either one of you guys to do it. Actually, you need to add your last name. I do need to
Yeah.
see what it is. So, oh, you're just testing it. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you both go into the chat and give me a little hello, good morning. I'm here. Questions, if you have questions from last class, you know, whatever it is that you want. That's a good time. And my notice that my second me disappeared because my other computer crashed. I have an old computer that I use for Zoom, but it's been crashing lately and it just crashed. So there we go. Okay, so perfect. There we go. So now the next thing is once I have a bunch of students, I'm gonna be asking questions that basically I'll be showing a skill, we'll be doing something and I'll go, okay, so now if that worked for you and everything is working, because we work parallel, we do the work as I show it, you do the work at the same time, right? So it's like a very hands-on class. It's not like me talking and demoing and then you do nothing. It's actually work on hands-on class. So then I'll do it and I'll say, okay, did it work? And if it's all good and it's working, you'll give me a yes. And if you have trouble, you have an issue, you have a question, you'll give me a no. So what do I mean by yes or no? Head down to the reactions button. It's the react button, it's called now. It used to be called reactions. It has a heart. Do you see that one?
Yes.
Okay. Now, there's lots of cute little emojis there, but they all last like 2 to 4 seconds. So the ones that I mean by yes and no, the yes is the green check mark and the no is the red X. So can you guys give me a yes if you found it? Okay, cool. Christina, you found it. Amberly, do you see the react buttons?
I do see the react. Oh, okay, got it.
There it is. Perfect. It's kind of, you kind of ignore it because the others are so much more fun, right? Now, the others are great. But let me actually, I need to stop my share. But if you click on any of those, which is cool, they just fly by, they disappear, the top ones, and then they're gone. So when I'm trying to get an answer from the whole group, by the time I check it, the whole group, you're back to no answer. So I'll be like, hey, did you answer? And like, yeah, I did. Or worse, if you click twice on your yes, like you must have done, then it disappears as well because that's how you turn it on or off. So then some people don't notice that and they're like, I answered. It's like, well, click it a third time for it to go back up. Now, if you switch to a no, go ahead and switch to no, then it just switches, right? So that's good. Because sometimes your answer is yes, and then for some other reason it switches to no, so you can switch it. And then the other one that we use here a lot, hold on, here's Jen. Hi, Jen.
Hey, Diana.
How are you doing?
Good, thank you. I got my times confused. I thought class was tomorrow.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm driving, so I'll listen to you, but I'll be on mute unless you need to talk to me, and my son will be in the car to help navigate me.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. I'm glad that you're making it work.
Yeah.
But I guess that's good because then just as I'm trying to check in with everyone as far as the applications, when you get back to your computer, whenever you can do this in person, do you have the applications or are you going to use VDI?
I think I'm gonna use VDI.
Okay.
Yeah.
So between here and next week, are you heading to a place where you'll be during some time class online?
Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Eventually, yes.
So, because it's a long
Yes.
class. Okay, so I
Yes.
didn't know if you're like, traveling to LA or something, or if you're actually getting there. Okay, so whenever you get there, do you know how to use VDI? Have you used it
Yes.
yet? Okay,
Yes.
I assume so. Okay, great. So then, whenever you're there, you can connect and it'll be great. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
thanks for listening in.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
and thanks to your son for handling the tools to make it work.
Thank you.
All right. So, okay, so I was saying how, and maybe you or your son need to hear this. I was saying that when I need to get the whole class to answer, which happens pretty much all the time, I'll be like, okay, do it this way, do that, and I'll demo it, and then I'll say, okay, you guys do it, and then I'll say, okay, once you've done it and it's working, give me a yes. When it's not working, if something's wrong, if you need help, give me a no. So that's in the React buttons. Can you find the React? What's your son's name so that I can just, you're muted again. So anyway, uh, Jen's son, can you find the React buttons?
Yes, I'm good with that stuff.
With a yes and the no? Okay.
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
everything else disappears. Okay. So I was just showing that portion. I just don't know if your son knew since he's the one
Yeah.
handling it. All right. Cool. So moving on from there, when you get to so when you have a question, say I'm explaining something and you just didn't hear, what button to click, just, speak up and say, hey, can you repeat that? That's fine. But say you have a question about you did it a different way, you want to ask something. So then that would be the raise your hand. And the raise your hand button is right under the green and red check mark. So can you guys raise your hand? If you found it, okay. Christina, can you find it?
Let's see.
There we go. So notice that when you raised your hand, um, Amberly moved to the top left, like she's first. That's a clap, and the clap will disappear again. There you go. Now Jen did raise their hand. Okay, perfect. Now, when you raise your hand, you move to the top left, and so then I get to see that Amberly was the first one who had a question, and then the next one lines up. And when there's many people, you basically would be I would start with Amberly when I'm done with her. Here's the thing, when I'm done with you, I might remember to lower your hand, which I'm going to do right now. I lowered your hand, but sometimes I forget. Then you can lower your hand. The same thing that was a raised hand, Christina. Now, if you check, says lower your hand. So go ahead and raise and lower it. Okay. Now and then we both lower it, and the end result is that it raises again. So every now and then it'll be like, no, I didn't mean to ask something again, because we both happen to lower it at the same time. But anyway, other than that, sometimes we both forget to lower it. And next thing you know, after a few minutes, I look up and I see the hand up again. So for some reason, the way it comes out in my mouth is that an old hand? Like, is it an old question? Or is it a new question? Because you might have raised your hand again, right? So anyway, that's the little dance around the hands. But other than that, the only other button I use here, and you are more than welcome to, laugh and send balloons and stuff if you feel, if I make a good joke, which now and then I am miraculously happen to make a funny. But other than that, use those, which are the ones that stay. Okay. So then when I might say, okay, who's a Mac and who's a PC? If you're a Mac, give me a yes. If you're a PC, give me a no. So it's not necessarily that it's a yes and no, but then I can look at everyone into green and red, and then I'll go, okay, PC do this, Mac do this. Does that make sense? Now, the
Yes.
important thing about the yes and no is to not make assumptions that I know. So even if you know, duh, that's easy. Of course I got it. Please give me a yes, that because when I see, 10 yeses and 5 no's and 3 people never answer, then I literally do go, okay, hey, Christina, is that a yes or no? Amberly, is that a yes or no? Like, I follow through. I want to get responses from everyone before I move forward. So if it's a yes, just give me a yes. If it's a no, give me a no. And then I'll go, hey, so how can I help you? And then we work on that. Okay. Um, Jen, or whoever handling your phone, one thing I mentioned to everyone is that we need to sign into the chat. So here's the chat. I'm going to say good morning on it again. Can you go ahead and say good morning on the chat? And that kind of helps me with attendance to see who's here. All right. Last thing is that when you do run into trouble and you have a question that, well, my button's here and my thing is there and it's not doing what I think it should do, then sometimes we can talk it through. And I do very little talking through in the sense that for the most part, you don't know what's happening, right? Or you wouldn't be in trouble. Some people can say, oh, well, my button is red and yours is green. That I can answer. But if what happens is that you're saying, something is happening, it doesn't look the same, right? Which is a typical thing that's happening. Then I'm going to need you to share your screen with me. Hi, Kristen. Nice to see you. And hi, welcome back, Jarmoon. I'm still working on people. Jarmoon was here earlier and he's been in my classes before. So I told him he can check out and check it again. But I'm still working on the basics of Zoom. If you want to check out for a little bit again, Jarmoon. And Kristen, you need a refresh on that?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, first of all, don't forget that you need to change your name to add your last name. Do you remember how to do that?
Yeah.
Go to the little
Mhm.
dots. Okay.
Mhm.
Then go ahead and check in on the chat. Give me a little hey ho on the chat.
Okay.
And then, so what I was saying is that you get to the place where you need to share your screen. So I'll say, okay, share your screen. And this is where I need you guys to trust me, people who haven't been in my class before, Christina and Amberly, that it really is a 2-second ordeal. You share, I look, I see, I say, that's it. We stop sharing and the class continues. Some people go, oh, no, sharing my screen. I don't want to interrupt the class. But that is the class. It is me helping you. And if you share your screen with a problem, I'm sure that 5 other people got something out of that by seeing what happened, and then they learn as well. And then some other questions, 10 other people learn from it, and maybe other 5 already got that one, but they're looking and they're practicing. So don't worry, it doesn't stop the class. What does stop the class is if you spend 10 minutes saying, no, 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 I don't want to share, let me explain it, because you can't explain the problem if you don't know what the problem is. So here's what we're going to do. For those of you who have shared their screen before and they're good, they know how to share their screen, give me a yes. For people who don't know how to share a screen and will practice it, then give me a no. So this is a perfect example of an actual yes and no. All right, good on Amberly. Christina, have you shared your screen before?
Yes, you're talking about the share with the green
With a
arrow.
green button, that's all. Yeah, because if you're on a Mac or on a PC, and a PC, it's always simple. It's 2 buttons, but on a Mac, you have to give your computer permissions, right? And so if you've never done it and you're on a Mac, I need to walk you through the permissions. After that, it's easy. So Christina, that's an example where if you were a yes, then give me a yes, like give me a little green yes, so that then I don't need to help you. But if you need a refresher, then you give me a no, and then I go, okay, here, let me help you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, looks like everyone remembers. Kristen, do you remember how to put your mouse over your face and see the 3 dots to put your last name in there? I'm happy to always add
Yeah.
names, but
So I'm on an iPad. I think it's just
Oh.
it's gonna be a little different. So let me figure that out.
that's okay. Well,
And I will
guess
add the last name as well as do the check.
okay, I mean, otherwise I can add it. Let me know. But here's the thing, you guys.
Okay.
The next thing is that when I share my screen, well, so here's the thing. You need to have Illustrator, InDesign, Photoshop, whatever we're working on, open and running on your computer, right? And then you also need to have me running, showing you what I'm doing. But the problem is that when I share my screen, and I'm going to do that right now, I'm going to share my screen. I was talking with Christina earlier about about purchasing it. So this is what I'm sharing. Many times what happens is that my share now fills your screen, right? So is that happening? Is my share filling your screen? Let me actually clear your answers. And if yes, my share is now completely filling your screen, then give me a yes. If instead you're able to move me a little bit to the corner and see me and then have enough of a screen left to open your own programs, then you're fine. But if I'm filling your screen, okay, so like Amberly says yes and Kristen says yes, then there's a couple things you need to do. The first thing is go ahead and find your escape key, the ESC, which is the top left key of your keyboard, and hit on the escape key. Sometimes not much happens when you hit that, but now your Zoom window should be kind of disconnected from the corners, and you should be able to go to the edge of it, like right the very edge where it's black, and you can see your arrow turn into like a little double-headed arrow, and then you can click and make it smaller or drag it up and have it kind of sitting in some halfway corner so that when you open your own browser, for example, if you need to do this, then you can see what to do, or if you open your own Photoshop. So you have to be able to have both at a time. I'm going to keep this share going while you guys give that a try. I'm going to clear your answers. And now give me a yes if you've been successful at moving me, so to say, my Zoom over out of the way, and you have enough space to open your application. Then give me a no if it's not happening and you need some support on this. I know that Jarmoon and Jen right now are not going to be doing this. Jarmoon is in a public computer and he'll be working on it later. And then Jen is on her phone. So, okay. So everyone was able to kind of move me out of the way. All right. Now, I'm going to stop my share. So here, another solution to this, by the way, which is a better solution, is if you have a second device. So like if you have an iPad, Kristen, you mentioned you have an iPad. Are you watching me on that and doing the work on the other, on a computer? Okay.
Mhm,
And that looks like it because you're looking sideways.
mhm.
Yeah. So then don't forget that. So if you have an iPad, if you have an old computer hanging around, an extra device of some kind, if you connect a second monitor to your computer, you would have a second device. The easiest way is to exactly watch me on that and then have your entire screen open for yourself on to do the work, right? But you need to connect twice. So like Kristen, you would have to connect now with your computer.
Yeah.
And let me actually, my other computer's up and running again. So let me get that one up and running.
Diana, how would that work if you had two computers up and running?
Yeah,
If
so
you're
you
trying to share your screen, because one computer would have your work and the other computer would have the Zoom.
exactly, which is exactly why you need to keep working. You need to connect on both, because then on the one that you're watching, you just watch, you never share that screen. But the one that you need to share is the one that you do the work on. Some people just watch me on a YouTube on an iPad, and then they think they can work on the computer without, but then they run into trouble. And I say, okay, share your screen. And they go, oh, I can't because my computer that I'm working on isn't online, isn't on the Zoom. So then they have to go and connect to the Zoom and then they can share. So basically just go ahead and connect and have it connected. You might end up having to share once in the class or 10 times in the class. I don't know yet. But by the time you take the time to connect, might as well be connected. You sit there as your second screen, right? And that's actually, you know how I was here twice and I'm going to get in again now, my other computer.
So that would mean on Zoom, if we connected on to you twice on two different devices, we would have two different icons on top of the Zoom because you'd be connected twice on two different computers.
Yeah, so like
Right.
right now, see how I'm here twice? Like you see
Yeah.
me on live and then you see me sitting there just in a photo.
Okay.
You'd be on in one and talking to me and doing the work, and in the other one you'd be walking and it would just sit there. It doesn't matter. It's your
Okay.
second. Okay. So and so go if you can check your email on the other device, check the email, click on the link, and then just set it to the side, and that's the best solution because then you have your entire computer screen to do the work on. Okay. So, all right. The only thing that doesn't work is a phone, because a phone as a second device is kind of too small. Because if you're watching me do the work, you'll be like, "What are you clicking on?" You know, it's so tiny. I don't know. Some people have amazing eyesight and they can make a phone work, but for the most part, it's usually iPad and above as far as size in order to be workable. Yes, Kristen.
Okay, so how do I add my last name? I'm on an iPad.
Oh, okay. So let me just put your name on myself, and I don't know on an iPad how.
Yeah, I've forgotten. I'll figure it out, but I wanted to.
Did I type that correctly? Let me check the roster.
Yes,
They
Thank
did it
you.
right? Okay, there we go. All right. And then go ahead and connect with your working computer if you can. All right, so here we go. By the way, what I was just sharing with you guys is the FCCC page for college buys, which what I learned from Christina is only selling Adobe now and not all the rest of the apps that it used to sell. So anyway, that's interesting. But the whole point is, yeah, I don't know why, but just so you know, in case you want Microsoft applications, you can get them for free through City College. You can get Microsoft 365 as well, but that one's free. You don't even have to pay for it. Okay. Just recapping on why I was sharing that screen and what you would do if you want Office. Okay. All right, here you come, Kristen, in your other computer. So see now, Christina, you're going to see Kristen now again popping in twice. And
Correct.
there we go. But that one will just be the computer that if she needs to share, she'll share that one. And then I'll see her work. Okay. All right, let me clean your answers. You all know how to share your screen, so no need for practicing. Okay. Amberly is going to be on VDI. And Christina, you got everything installed, so you don't need it. Jen, Chris, everyone else, or Jarmoon will be on VDI when he's on. No, you're going to be on the school computers. That's true, Jarmoon. Okay, so the next thing is I'm going to help Amberly connect to VDI. So everyone else take 5. Okay, and then come back, and then we're gonna keep going. And if in 5 it's not ready because it might take 10, then take 10. But we'll see. Just check in 5. Okay. So most of the time VDI is great, but yesterday someone emailed me that there were some issues with VDI, and that's why I'm saying instead of 5 it might take 10. All right. So Amberly, the easiest way, since you're the only one doing this right now, is to share your screen, and I'll walk you through it. So can you share your screen? That way I can see exactly what's happening. Otherwise, I share mine and 5 people follow along. But since it's you, we'll just do it with you. All right, cool. So go ahead and say aloud to that. That says okay. All right, so let's go to vmview.sbcc.edu. View, like, yeah, what a great view. No, the first one's fine. It's vmview. Yeah, .sbcc.edu. Cool, hit return. All right, now go click on the right bottoms. I'm looking for where my tools are. Here we go. On that one. Yep, click on that one. So click on the Omnissa Horizon Web Client. Yeah, that's the link. Okay, perfect. Now you have to sign in. And now get yourself your code. You do know that if you say, remember this device, then it doesn't ask you for your code anymore for a while. Okay, now this is important. We need to always go to the student desktop. You might see Illustrator, Photoshop, and be tempted to go to one of those, but don't ever click on these. That's a whole different creature. You need to go in there. And I'm just saying that because sometimes people go, oh, she didn't mention it was right here, but it's just that it doesn't work. Okay, say okay, say okay. And then go ahead and say allow while visiting the site, and then allow. Yeah, it's all like, okay. So now this one takes a little while. 30 seconds, sometimes more, depending, especially if you're on Zoom, it might take a little bit longer. And when it's done, it's going to turn into a Windows computer. It's like you just drove to school and popped into a computer lab and you're on their computer. Now, the reason I say this is because you won't have access to your own files from here, because literally it's like you're somewhere else and all the computer is a computer with its own files and stuff, and you will not be able to say go in to get your own photos from here. You're going to get to Google Drive. So if you want to put your own photos in here, you need to put them in your pipeline Google Drive and then grab them from your Google Drive inside of here. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So here you go. You're in a computer that is totally not yours. And this is kind of easier for Mac people in a way because it's so foreign, right? Versus PC people have a PC on top of a PC, a Windows on top of a Windows, and then they click on the wrong Windows and stuff. But this is clearly not your computer, so that's good. All right. So now we have to wait until you see your name or your username appearing over here for it to really be set up. It's not set up yet. And also this one, the Google Drive request will pop in. So once that is up and running, see how here you have your information and here you have Google Drive. Now you're done. So that's why that whole little bit takes a few minutes. Okay. So now Google Drive is what will have the class files for you. Everyone else has to download the class files except for VDI people because I put those files in Google Drive. So you'll get them directly from this is the school computer. So, and this is the important thing, Amberly. Every time you connect, you have to sign in. And every time you leave, you need to sign out of Google Drive. If you don't, if you just disconnect, next time you come in and Google Drive is still connected, all the files will appear corrupted. They're not really corrupted, but they appear corrupted. And then you have to do a sign out and sign in. It's just like, just remember to sign out before you go. All right, so keep signing in. And you're going to use your school pipeline address. So it'll be whatever it is. Do you know it? A Guevara, AS Guevara at pipeline.sbcc.edu. Perfect. Now say next. And then it'll take you in. What? What? Hold on, I need to do a screenshot of this. What is this all about? Huh?
Should I?
This is bizarre. Go into this little guy and see it's not going to give us your drive. Yeah. Okay. I need to report this right now to the tech support because this is how you're going to grab the files. Okay, close this window. I already took a screenshot. Let's try it again. Go ahead and click on this little X here to close that window. Yeah, that one.
To close it completely?
Yeah, this gray. Yeah. Go ahead and try this again. I've never seen this. I mean, yesterday we were using this with some, well, actually not yesterday. On Friday, we were using it with students, so I know that it was working. As I say, go back. Try one more time. I mean, okay, this is not good. Well, you'll still be able to use the apps, which for today is okay, but you need to be able to get the, maybe it's a glitch right now. Let's just close this again and we'll yeah, go ahead and click on that X. And click on this one. Just say quit. And now we need to, we'll try it a little bit later. Okay, that's really not good, but okay. I'm thinking of a workaround. If that truly is what's happening, there is a slight workaround where you can go in here, you can download the files onto this computer, use them from there. So there's a workaround, but I'm gonna write to tech support, but maybe during the break or something and ask them what's happening. Okay, so head down here and I'll show you how to open the applications. Go down to that little, that's the start button, okay? And so we're going to be using Bridge and Photoshop and InDesign and Illustrator, but not all at the same time. So for example, click on that one just to see how they open. And then next time when we open one or the other, that's where you go. You go there and you scroll down to Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, Adobe whatever. But the reason I'm having you open one now is because you need to sign in to the iCloud. And so it's taking a little bit of time. See how it's doing that little circle? It is, VDI is a tiny bit slower, and it'll ask you in a minute to sign into the Adobe iCloud, Creative Cloud. see over here, you should be accessing, there it is, bridge. Okay. So now this is a one-time only. You'll never have to do it again. So again, it's the pipeline, it's your whole AS Guevara at pipeline.sbc.edu. And once you've done it, it just knows, and whenever you sign in, and now you have to same old long thing. AS Guevara at pipeline.sbc.edu. Okay. And I'll take it to the, okay, continue. And cool. So now all your programs, when you open them, will let you in, and all the programs when you open them will, here, you can, this is like a little teaching you how to use the new gear, stuff like that. Cool. So now you can just hang in there. Here you should be seeing the Google Drive, which we're not. And then you can access the class files. So let's give Google Drive one last try. And if it's not working, here, let's go type here to search. Down here at the bottom, go ahead and type Google Drive. And let's give that one last chance. Okay, click on that. And let's try one more signature. And but it doesn't even let you sign in.
Should I sign out?
Go ahead and sign out. But you did it managed by pipeline. So hold on. Let me take a screenshot of that. Okay, too late. Let's see if you can access it through this. Go down to my, let's do a workaround. Let's go over here and go scroll to that thing, which is your portal. Now go on to this little guy. Yeah, and then go to Gmail. Because this is like the back way in. Now go to this guy. And, oh, the drive is not there. The drive should be right there. Okay, I need another screenshot here because if this is my back way in, which is to get you to do this, but the drive is not here either. Let me do a screenshot of your entire thing. Then you really and truly don't have access to the drive. That's a problem because I was going to have you download the files this way. Okay. So plan B isn't going to work. Go ahead and close this because none of this is going to be useful for us. Okay, so yeah, that's not going to work. The plan C, yeah, quit. Okay, let's minimize this for a second here. Okay, the plan C is to go straight through Chrome and do here, the My SBCC portal, that one. And now this is outside of the Google Drive, and this is just going in through Chrome, unless it recognizes it. Yeah, so double click on that. And if this doesn't work, then you have to use some sample images that maybe come with.
Okay.
Let me see. Okay, let's try this one more time. Go in here and Gmail, because this I'm not doing it through the Google sign-in. We're doing it through Chrome, so maybe. Yeah. I'm wondering if they're having an issue with, see, it's not there. That's where the Google Drive goes. Okay, I'm flummoxed. You still have the applications for today. That's fine. Are there any? Here, let's do this. You're basically on the internet here. Why don't you search, go to this plus sign and go to oh, my brain is driving me crazy. I want you to download a couple of sample photos. Pixabay, try Pixabay, I think it was called. Pixabay, one word. Is it Pixabay? Oh, right Bay.
This?
Pixabay, yeah. Okay, so here, free images and pictures. Wait,
Meeting is being recorded.
pictures. All right, yeah, let's go ahead and scroll down a bit and then just download 3 or 4 images just to have something to work with. And how you do that, just grab one of them. It doesn't matter what. Don't, yeah, just don't, well, actually you could do a photo, yeah. And then go here and go download. And just say download. That's okay. It's downloading. Okay, and do that. Get yourself 4 or 5 images, something to have something to work with. Okay?
Okay.
And then actually go back a minute because I think this one also has illustrations from, so go here to see when it says all images. Yes, it also have illustrations and vectors. Vectors is what we need. Let's get a couple of vectors for Illustrator. Yeah, and so go down now and yeah, get 1 or 2 of these things. I don't know. Okay, I'll let you do that and get yourself, you know, 3 or 4 of each. And I'm going to stop your share while you're doing that. And that's what we're going to have to use instead for now until I figure out why. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. Perfect. Okay. Jarmoon, I know you have a hand up. Give me 1 second. I want to mention Christina. Are you there?
Yes.
Exactly. When you sign up with 2 computers, what happens is that when you talk, you get that kind of reverb going on. So on the second, I forgot to say, the second computer that you sign into, next time when you sign in, it'll say continue sign in with sound or continue with sound, and you should say no to sound, like cross off the sound, so that when you connect, the sound is disconnected from the second one. But now we're going to go fix it. So
I just got out. So you're saying, it
yeah.
says launch meeting.
Yeah, so the second one, if you just sometimes just turning the sound off, muting it is enough, but then middle of the class, suddenly it starts being a mess again. So let me just tell you instead what you're going to do. On the second computer, or on any one of them, one only has to have sound. So on the second computer, go to the audio button where you muted yourself and go to the little tiny kind of triangle that appears next to the audio. Do you see that?
Okay.
There's
Yes. The triangle.
Click on that and then go from the bottom up. The second one is leave computer audio. Go ahead and leave.
Okay.
computer-
I clicked on the video.
No video, audio.
Oh, audio.
Click on the little triangle or whatever angle going, and then the bottom choice is audio settings, and the second one up is leave computer audio. Do you see that?
Okay. Okay. So that corrected that.
That corrected that one. And then you have your three connections now. So what are you connected with? 2 computers and a phone, or what's happening that you have 3?
I have 3 connect. Okay.
Yeah, you're
Well,
appearing.
before I knew you were going to correct it, what I did was I got out of it. I got out of the second computer and I went back in.
Oh, okay. So at some point the second one will drop out. Okay, got it. All right, perfect. Now, Jen is probably transitioning to her computer now because she probably finished. And now I see Alan is coming in, and okay, now I can answer Jarmoon. Yeah, what's your question? Jarmoon?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that I'll be excusing myself from the class. I just wanted to give you advance notice. I didn't want to just abruptly leave.
Okay, got it. So, thanks for letting me know. And then, yeah, I know you'll catch up with the recording once you get to your computer. Perfect. Thank you so much. Bye.
Okay.
Alan, nice to see you. All right, I'm checking in with Kristen. Yeah, Kristen, what's up?
There we go. Can you double check me to make sure I am in the right place? So I want to share my screen with you.
Go for it. You were doing VDI too, right?
Yes.
Now, I'm curious, since you're doing VDI, whether you were able to get to Google Drive to see if
But
it's,
yeah, so I was just watching, so I just want to make sure I'm in the right place.
well, the fact that you can get into it is good enough, but hold on, I'm letting people are beginning to pour in. So here comes Rebecca. Give me a second.
No problem.
So let me check in. Here we go. Hi, Rebecca. Nice to see you. Hang in there. Just working on one little question here that we have, and then we'll get going. All right. So you have you're in VDI right now, or not yet?
Yeah,
This
I
is
did log
VDI
in.
This is your VDI computer. Okay.
Yeah,
So let's go ahead and type here to search, do Google Drive. Google Drive. You have to keep going because that's trying to give, yeah, okay, that one, Google Drive, yeah, not Google Chrome. Okay. And you have it set up. Yeah. Okay, so then this might be an Amberly VDI issue because go click on Google Drive. There it is.
this one.
Yep. Yeah, click on Google Drive, perfect. And then go into shared drives. Amberly, this is what, once you can connect to Drive, what you should do. And here's the Digital Line Techniques class. Yep, and then there's the Summer of Digital Design Techniques. So there you go. Now, we're going to access them through Bridge, not through here, so that's good. But it's good to know that you can, and you're on the school VDI. So for better or for worse, this is not a VDI issue. For some reason, it's Amberly. Meaning it's her school pipeline that's disconnected. Okay, so you're good. All right. Now go ahead, and we don't need any of this open. I mean, you're inside of Google, but it seemed like you were using it since you're checking other sites and stuff. And so that's why I was confused, because if this is Google, if this is VDI, then anyway, so you can close all these windows for now. And what you're going to need, because you won't need that, and you won't need any of these either for now, or you can minimize them if you're going to keep those websites open. But if so, just minimize it.
But then I won't have this screen up. Oh, I know what you want me to do. Here we go.
Well, I want you to open, wait, I want you to be in, yeah.
That way it's cleaner.
Oh. Okay, so then go down here. See, this is what the way, but I meant, this is what I meant by a PC person being inside a VDI on a PC. And so there's two sets of the same tools.
So this is me. This is my,
that, and this is,
and
okay.
this is
So go in here,
City
yeah,
Hall.
so go in there now and open, let me just let some people in. Okay, so go ahead and go over here and say open Bridge to see if we can get the Google Drive from inside of Bridge.
Yeah.
And then that's what matters. Here's Bridge.
Where is it?
Well, I had it circled, now it's there. It's Adobe Bridge. So it's in the A's because all the programs are Adobe's. And hold on, it should be opening up, I hope. Anyway,
I think it takes a long time.
yeah, I'm just surprised because this doesn't look like you're inside of, okay. Yeah, you are in the web client and you're inside the, so it's like you're just using it differently, so it's confusing. Can you do this?
Here it is right here.
There it is, Bridge opened up. And then the important thing is if you go to this PC,
Yes.
on this PC, and then do you see the Google Drive? Go click on that. And yeah, Google Drive's there. Cool.
Okay.
All right, double click on Google Drive. Just continue since we're at it, and then on shared drives, and then on to Digital Design Techniques.
And this is in Bridge. Okay.
You're in Bridge, and now you're there, and it should take a little bit, but it should start popping in.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Cool. So I'll stop your share, but I just want to make sure that the files do come in. Hello. Oh yeah, it's working. I can see it doing it. There it is. The files are coming in. Okay, good. All right, I'm going to stop your share and say hello to some people who just popped in. So, hi there. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Moni.
Hi.
Hi, everyone else who's here. Oh, hi, Tamara or Tamara. Remind me how it was? How did I pronounce your name? Tamara or Tamara? What's the right way to pronounce your name? Can you, I can't hear you. You're muted, by the way. So if you're talking, I can't hear you. Oh, so she's popping in with another computer. Oh, maybe that one has better sound.
It's Tamara.
Tamara. Say that again.
Tamara?
Tamara with like an accent on the A. Okay. Ish, so to say. All right. Nice to see you. Have I met you before?
No, it's
Yeah,
my
I
first
thought,
time.
okay. I was like, wait, I usually kind of remember, especially if it's a name that I have to remember how to pronounce. So I'm like, all right. Nice to meet you, Tamara. Everyone else I know, or we've just done the whole intro. So Tamara, let me ask you a couple of questions. Do you have the applications or are you going to be using VDI? She dropped out. It's dropping in again. I guess the other one's the one that has a sound. There we go. All right. Tamara, are you there?
Yes, sorry, I'm not sure what's going on.
That's fine. I was talking to you and then I noticed that you popped out and then again, I'm like, oh, got to stop talking. All right. So do you have the applications or are you going to be using VDI?
I think I have some applications. Let me see. I might have it on the other computer and maybe on my iPad.
If it's on the iPad, that won't count. We can't, they work differently. It needs to be on the computer. I mean,
Okay,
better than
then
nothing, but
I probably don't.
okay. So if you don't have a subscription to the Adobe Creative Cloud, then you need to use VDI. Did you get a chance to check that out in the email I sent to check the VDI out or not yet?
No, because I just signed up, so it took me a little minute to get everything started. Because I just
Oh.
found out about this last night, so I just try to quickly do it all. So they put me in
Oh,
this class so I can quickly get it, get
I
in.
hear you. And in fact, I see that you're right. You're not on the roster. So I was going, okay. All right. So, okay. So that's fine. Let me check in with everyone else and let's see if I can help you for a second with, because for people who signed up earlier, I sent them a whole list of instructions of how to be ready. But, I can probably get you signed in. What time is it? It's 10. Okay. So we're going to do this. For this part, can you just watch for a bit? I'm going to give
Yeah,
an early break. And during that early break, I'm going to help you sign into VDI. Okay?
thank you.
Just finished signing people into VDI and people just joined us because I had people come in from 9 to 10 who needed all that. And now at 10, everyone else is joining us. So I'm going to hang in there for a bit with that. And then I'll give everyone a longer break to help you. Okay.
Okay,
So welcome to the class.
thanks.
All right. Let me see. Christina, Amberly, Christina. Oh, Amberly, are you there? Yeah. So here's the thing. Since Kristen's VDI is working with this, I'm going to suggest sign out of your VDI. And can you share your screen and I'll show you how to sign out of it because I want you to do it like the right way. And then try to sign in again, just in case it's a glitch in the sign in. And then plan B would be for you to contact tech support after class because actually sometimes certain pipeline accounts have some issues. And so maybe yours has some issue going on and they need to handle it from the background. Does that make sense? Oh, I can't hear you in case you're speaking to me. Oh, there you go. Okay. So then to sign out, let me go and let me get my little thingy. Okay, everyone, thanks for the patience. All right, so let's do this. Go ahead and go over down here to the start button. And then what you're going to do is you're going to power off your school computer. You're going to go to power and say shut down. Okay, and this is VDI, by the way, Tamara. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Close. So it's like a computer within a computer. And then over here, go out to this little three icon and then say log out. And then say okay. All right, so that logged you out of VDI. Okay, and Tamara, I'm gonna have her log in again. So if you want to follow along, oh, why are you in again? Did you click on anything yet? No.
So I just clicked log out.
Go ahead. I think this might be the log out. Let's just log out and log out again. Okay. I need you to be, it's like it's re-signing you in or something. Hold on. Wow. Okay, that's bizarre. Let's close this tab so it doesn't do that again. There's something weird happening with your VDI. Okay, now open a new tab. And by the way, if you can close some of these other guys, that would help to make maybe Google a bit less, you know, loaded. I don't know if it makes a difference, but just in case, since, and then go to okay. So Tamara, if you have a
Yes.
browser and you can open a browser and follow these same instructions, and then at least watch and do it as your case. Amberly already did, so we're going to go pretty fast, but then I can help you individually. But this is what you're going to need to do, okay? You're gonna
Okay.
VMview, open a browser, and then go to vmview.sbcc.edu. Okay, Amberly, I'm talking to you. We're just going to open it one more time.
To the VDI.
Yeah, so vmview.sbcc.edu, okay. It's, oh, because you had clicked on the thing to let you be automatically signed in.
I don't think I didn't press the remember me thing.
Yeah, no, but you know how when you clicked on the little radio button there, that one, it was basically a radio button that says keep me signed in. And I'm hoping, because I was trying to get you a completely new connection. Anyway, go ahead and go to the student desktop and let's see if perchance it came in.
What was it again? A VM view?
vmview.sbcc.edu.
Okay.
Okay, and then it'll ask you to click on the right side bottom of the screen. Unless it's asking you for two-factor authentication, you might just set that up, but let's see. So Amberly was in just fine, but the Google Drive wasn't enabled for her. So I'm just trying to see if we can connect it in one more time. And then, but otherwise you've downloaded some stuff, so that's good. Okay. So Tamara, the way this works is you're basically driving to school and getting onto a school computer. So your stuff is not going to be on this computer. Okay. Okay. So now let's wait it a minute until the Google Drive comes in again. And then I'm going to stop your share because you know how to do this. When the Google Drive comes in, go ahead and give it your whole school email address and stuff like that. That way I can support Tamara. So guys, let me do this since I'm having to support Amberly anyway. Everyone else, Rebecca, Alan, Amberly, Moni, do you remember how to go get the class files and download the class files on your own? Otherwise, I'll lead you to it. You don't? Okay. I was going to say, if you do, go ahead and download the class files.
I'm at the digital design technique shared drive, but I don't know which one to
Right.
download.
So at the very top, well, so when you double click and open that one, at
The
the
summer
top,
design.
that's a summer 2025. Just right click and download from there.
So you're
Um,
saying to go to the icon of digital drive?
Yeah, no, since you're not VDI, it's a bit different. So give me a sec, Christina. I will walk
Oh,
you through
okay.
that. I was just
Okay.
talking to 2 or 3 who've done it in case they want to step out for a few minutes because Tamara just joined and I want to support her and I'm trying to find out what's happening to Amberly. So I'm going to be about 10 more minutes.
Okay.
So Christina, I'll walk you through getting yours in a second. Let me just deal with VDI first because that way we keep it in one environment. All right. So Tamara,
Yes.
one of the things that that needs to happen for me to help you is, you know how Amberly was just sharing her screen? Can
Yeah.
you share your screen so that I can help you get in? Have you ever done it? Do you need a
Mm.
hand?
Yeah, can you help me real quick?
Are you on a Mac or on a PC? It makes a difference.
Mac.
Okay, so I'll walk you through it, and then since if you've never done it, you're gonna have to, for the first time only, do a lot of like, oh, system settings permissions. So read to me every sign that comes up to your screen, okay? So first go to the Zoom and click on the green share button.
1 second.
So down at the bottom where you have audio and video and all that, there's a
Mhm.
button that says share.
Yes.
Once that one's been clicked, now on the next screen, at the very bottom of that screen, there's a blue button with white letters that says share. Click on that one. Then it should say something like open. Oh, I guess you had already given your, oh, you're not on a computer.
Yeah, remember I'm on my iPad. I have my computer in front of me over here. I
Okay.
can.
All right.
You want-
So the iPad, let me just stop your share because the iPad, I mean, I need you to share the screen that you're going to be getting onto VDI because I need to see that screen to help you.
Okay.
So go ahead and do this again, but from your computer, the actual one that will have the stuff that I need to see to help you. Okay.
Okay.
So go back to the share button there.
Just give me a second because on this computer I have to do that. Do you real quick have the meeting link that you know
Uh,
top or no?
yeah, I can put it in the chat. Why?
Just so I can do it from the computer quickly instead of from my email.
You were connected. Oh. Oh, I see. Hold on. But on your computer, how do I send it to you? Because the chat you're on is not
Here,
on.
I'll do it like this.
You know what I mean? I can put it in the chat, but you're still on your
Yeah,
laptop
hold on.
that needs to, you know what I mean? So I would still have to email it to you.
Yeah, no worries. Here, I'll do this real
Okay.
quick.
I'm sorry, since you were here before on both computers, I thought you were still on both computers when I said go to the next one. Yeah, so I'm going to give you a sec while you do that. I'm going to help Christina and Alan get to the class files. Okay. So let me know when your second computer is up and running and that you are ready to share, and then I'll give you a hand. Meanwhile, Christina, are you there?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm here.
So for everyone else, not for VDI users, so this is not for Amberly, it's not for Kristen, it's not for Tamara. I'm going to now share my screen and show you how to get to the class files. So, open a browser, any browser, whatever browser you use. I've opened Safari, but you're a PC user. No, you're a Mac user. What are you, Christina, Mac or PC?
I'm a PC user and I just acquired the Adobe Creative Cloud. So I downloaded those files.
You did that. Okay. So, so you downloaded Bridge and InDesign and Photoshop and Illustrator?
Right. So
Okay.
I'm assuming on this computer, I'm going to go to all of my software
Yeah.
and then go to
So then-
Adobe.
Okay, so then go to a browser, any browser, and we're going to download class files. So I'm going to show you how to get there.
Oh, okay. So what do I do?
So go to a browser and type in my.sbcc.edu and hit return.
And hit return. Okay.
Now enter your username and password. And once you get to the school dashboard, let me know. So Alan and Rebecca and Moni and Jen, who was popping in, she popped in and out like 3 times. You all need to do this portion, okay? So my.sbc, basically anyone who is not on VDI, everyone who has their own computer applications needs to go and download the class files. And I'm walking you through how to do this, okay? So my.sbcc.edu, and let me know when you're there. Give me a yes.
Yes.
All right. Christina, are you here?
I'm logging in right now.
Okay.
And you said to now go to dashboard. Okay. I'm
Okay.
at dashboard.
If you don't see a big red column on the side, then you can pick it up from this tiny little icon that's 4 little lines. You might already see it, but if you don't,
Uh-huh.
guys,
I see it.
now everyone scroll down to Gmail. Scroll
To
down
Gmail. Okay.
to Gmail, click on Gmail. All right. And now once you're in Gmail, this is your Pipeline School Gmail. At the far right of your Pipeline School Gmail, you'll see that it says SBC. And the reason I check in on is to make sure you're not in your personal email. Make sure you're in your SBCC Gmail. If so,
Okay.
then you can click on this little waffle icon and click on Drive. All right, I'm gonna clear everyone's answers. I want to make sure that everyone is still with me.
Got it.
Click on Drive. All right. Everyone, if you're with me, Alan,
I was not here for a few seconds, so
okay, that's
I-
fine. So basically, did you open the dashboard yet?
I'm logged into my sbcc.edu.
Okay, so then click on this icon to see the red bar, which you might already be seeing,
I'm
and then
looking
click on Gmail.
at a bunch of icons on the red bar, the vertical bar on the left.
Yeah, so scroll down to the one that says Gmail. And some people have this bar like little icons, like really a tiny little line there, in which case expand it to make it bigger with that same icon, and then go down to Gmail. Do you see Gmail, Alan?
I see no description available for the second.
You must have the little tiny line.
Campus safety class search.
No, you're right above campus safety, 2 up.
Uh,
2 up is Gmail. It's a
there's,
big old M.
up above campus
Above
safety
campus safety, you see Canvas and then Gmail.
canvas.
And 1 up is Gmail.
I
1
don't see.
above Canvas.
I see huh.
1 above Canvas is Gmail. It's just that the way he's seeing it, guys, is just the icons. Like he doesn't have the description. So it's the big old M and it's right above Gmail.
I see canvas, but
Yeah. And 1 up, you don't see Gmail?
no, one up it says shortcuts above canvas.
Really? Where did they hide your Gmail? Okay, can you share your screen so I can figure out how to help you?
I'm willing to share if I can remember.
I'll work you through it. So go to the share button.
Okay, let me. There's the. Okay.
You go green share button, and then there's another blue button in the bottom. That's
Oh.
blue with white letters. There we go. Okay. So let's see what's happening here. Go ahead and go maybe to SBCC right there, or if not, go back to my SBCC because you're probably, are you doing this on your second screen maybe? Because this
No, I only have one. Well,
screen now?
I do have a second screen, but it's just one computer.
Okay, so then let's type in here, type my.sbcc.edu, although I think this is my.
I thought I was there. mysbc.edu/dashboard is where I'm at right now.
But you're not showing it to me. It's showing me this thing, which is just a Gmail, but it's a personal Gmail.
Oh, you're not seeing the screen?
No, that's what I mean. What I'm seeing is
Oh,
find a
could-
window. It's like
could
you're
put-
sharing a different window with
I
me.
could put it on this one if
There it
that's.
is. I knew I had it somewhere else. Okay, perfect. All right, and you are right. This is weird. You are not seeing that. So let's head down a little bit more. Maybe under tools, you have your Gmail. How bizarre. No, and no. Okay, so then I know another way to get to it is through student resources menu. Why would the bar be different for different students? This drives me crazy. Okay, go to student resources menu. I record videos and stuff for help people to do this, and then they change. Okay, so this one, stop, essential resources.
Essential resources.
Yeah. And then here you have, let's go directly to the Google Drive. We can skip the Gmail, Google Drive. Yeah, click on that. Good. This is what we needed to get to, which is your school Google Drive. Perfect. Go to shared drives.
Yep.
And there you are, Digital Design Techniques Shared Drive. Double click. Perfect. And now do a right click on this folder, Summer Digital Design Techniques, and download it. Right click on this guy and download. Perfect.
Diana, I don't have that summer.
Okay, I'll give you a hand now. So did you click on download? It's downloading. Okay, good. So now when this is done downloading, we'll open it up through your bridge. So go ahead and open bridge. And I'm going to stop your share because you're there. And
Okay.
let's get Christina. So Christina, can you share the screen, the one that you
Oh,
are looking on?
Okay, so mine was in a different order. So it says Summer 2025 Digital Design Techniques.
Yes, right click and download. Perfect.
So, well, first I have to be in it, right?
No,
No.
if you're in it, then you can't download it. You need to be seeing it like you are, and then right click on the entire folder and download and click download.
Okay, so I'll tell you what, I'm going to go to share
Okay, perfect.
and I'm going to go to, I think it's this one.
All right. And
Oh, you know what's happening? I can't see it now on the computer I'm on because Zoom scrunched it all up to the top.
yeah,
So-
that's what I was saying when Zoom does weird things now. That said, where is your folder? Ah, now you stopped it, so now I can't.
Right. So I'm trying to see if I go to share and then I choose what I want to share.
It will still feel, yeah.
I can't see it now.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see it on the other one. Okay, now I can see it. Okay.
Okay.
So do you see?
So now I'm seeing that you don't have a folder. Scroll up a bit more. It's like
No,
you're
the folder's down for some reason. That's why I was confused. If I take this,
is it at the bottom?
Summer 2025, Digital Design Techniques.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay, so right click and down. Oh, you must have it set instead of by name, you have it by like you usually, and yeah, so right click. Are you on a touchpad? It's two fingers down. Two fingers down on your touchpad. There you go. And then go choose the word download. Okay, perfect. It's downloading. Now, why you're seeing it in this order, QRS, because normally the way you're seeing it in alphabetical order, which is fine, but normally the folders on Google Drive show up on top no matter alphabetical order. But there you go. You're downloading it, so it doesn't matter. That's where it is. So now you can go all the way up to the top again. Because
Okay.
the only thing that isn't in alphabetical order, and because I apply a little trick to it, is the first handout that I want to point out. Double click on it and then hold on to that because it'll open up. Yeah, just double click to open it. No, don't need to download it. Just open it, like double click.
Oh, just open.
Yeah. It
Open with Google Docs.
just double click. Sure, but if you just double click, it'll open as well, and then you don't have to. Yeah. So this is a handout that I'm going to lead people to. You already have it open. Let me now check in with Tamara to see how she's doing, and then I'll come back to this. All right. So
Yeah.
Tamara,
Yes, can you just give me the meeting ID?
the meeting ID. Yes, it is here, I'll put it in the chat. There's the meeting ID.
Okay.
And I need a passcode. And there's the passcode. All right. So while you're doing that, Amberly, what happened with you? Did you get the Google Drive on your second try? Amberly, can you hear me? Okay, Amberly, I don't know if you're not, if you're muted. So if you're speaking, I can't hear you. I was leaving. Okay, here you are, Tamara, on your second computer. Perfect. All right, so Amberly, I don't hear her right now, so let me continue with Tamara.
Yes.
So, perfect. All right, so now let's go into the share of that computer. So everyone who has the class files or who has VDI working well, take 5 because I'm going to be helping Tamara now get into VDI. Okay. So Tamara,
Yes, I am trying to share the screen with you.
Got it.
Do you see anything?
no, but if you've never shared from that screen, we need to do permissions and stuff. So it'll take a bit. So go ahead and tell me where you're at. You need to, so I can know how to help you. So you clicked on the share. Oh, looks like you have given permissions because there you're sharing. Okay, perfect. I'm seeing your screen. So go ahead and you can close all these because none of these little tabs are necessary anymore. You can close this Zoom and everything. And I'm just saying that because we're going to need everything we have. Oh, you're sharing only this one window. So if you close this window, so you need to reshare and this time share your entire desktop because I need to see your desktop for
Actually, let me just see.
actually, you know what? What browser is this?
One sec.
It's Chrome, right? Or is it Firefox? Because you can do it from here. You can do VDI from here then. Here, this is fine. Go to this plus sign and open a new tab. Oh, you already were in Omnissa Horizon. So let's go to that tab. Do you see? Pink on pink is a bit harder. Go here. You already went to Omnissa Horizon. So go to that one.
Sorry, I can't see. What do you mean?
Do you see me pinking a big pink squiggle on your screen or not?
Yeah, I do see that.
So then up there, there's your Horizon tab, which is your VM view. Do you see that or do you have Zoom in your way?
Yeah.
There it is. Okay. So go ahead and click on this link. And now put in your small password. Okay. Oh. All right. It's just that, okay, go to account management, go to that link. In order to get VDI, you need to so go to registered phones. You need to do a 2-factor authentication. Add new phone, put in your phone number. Then say continue. And go get your code. Perfect. Okay. So now we can go back to VDI. You can close this tab and let's do VDI one more time because it needed this to be done. Okay. So new tab, vmview.sbcc.edu. Perfect. What? VM. I think you did SBC instead of SBCC. There we go. All right. There we go. Now we need your code. Nope, that's not, it's just the code we need here. The code that you're just getting on your phone right now.
Sorry, I do things too fast.
That's fine, no problem. All right, continue. And this time you're in. Okay. So, whoops.
Wanna-
We're not in. There we go. All right, student desktop. Let me just point to you. These that you will be tempted to use at some other point, these don't work. So you never have to use these. You always have to go into the student desktop. Okay, so click on student desktop. I mean, they work, but they don't work. It's a long story. They're not the ones we need. Okay, say okay to that. And okay to that. And now this is a little waiting game, 30 seconds or so. And once this is open, we need to get the Google Drive. So basically this is you driving to school, getting into a different computer. It does not have access to your computer stuff, okay? So nothing, no way to reach your own things. So we need to open Google Drive to get to the same class files that others got into their computers. You need to get to it from here, okay? So we're gonna wait until the whole Windows computer turns on. Sometimes it takes up to even a minute. All right, so now you're in a school computer. Over here, we have to wait until your name appears. And then over here, the Google Drive thing will appear. So we're going to wait it a little bit longer.
Is the class until 12:30, right?
12:35 or 12:25. Let me just remember. 12:25, yeah.
And then you're teaching the same one for Photoshop, right?
Yeah, I'm teaching Illustrator this afternoon and Photoshop tomorrow.
So get started.
Illustrator this afternoon and Photoshop tomorrow. Okay, so get started. Sign in. And then this one is going to be the whole pipeline. Your username at pipeline.sbcc.edu. So it's your school username at pipeline.sbcc.edu. Pipe.
.sbcc.edu
Yeah.
or pipeline SBCC.
Pipeline.sbcc.edu. Couldn't reach your account. Is that your correct username?
Yes.
That's weird. Amberly had an issue. It's pipeline. Sometimes people do typos, but you didn't do a typo. Get rid of it and type it in again. I don't know. Amberly was having issues with her Google Drive as well.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Okay, try just tradic at sbcc.edu, which I don't think will work, but just try that.
Say that again.
sbcc.edu.
No.
Okay, no, because the other one's your student name.
Try my phone.
Okay, so this is put it in one more time and I'll do a screenshot. This is the second, so I'm going to do a screenshot of this. This is the second time that a new student can't get into their Google Drive today. And I'm going to screenshot of that, and that's bizarre.
Okay.
Which is very uncomfortable because that's where you have the class files. But let's go ahead and close with that little X, close this thing. And close this one. You just won't have a Google Drive. And so what, go inside and quit. So what I had to ask Amberly to do just for today. And then after that, we need to go ahead and talk with tech support. But open Chrome and go to download a couple of free images just so you have something to work with. So go to pixabay.com.
Can you spell that?
Pixabay, Pixabay. Yeah, Pixabay. And go in there to free images and pictures. Okay. And yeah, you didn't go into Pixabay. You went into images of Pixabay. So go to pixabay.com again.
Oh.
Yeah, go in here and say free images and pictures right there. Okay. So now in here, go and scroll down and right click on a couple of photos and on a couple of illustrations. And not right click, I'm sorry, open it. I apologize. This is not the, yeah, click on it to open it. And now go to download and say download. All right. And then do that to like 3 or 4 of the photos and then go up to, yeah, go back. And then also over here where it says images, go over here. Yeah, a few more. Okay. And then go, and then I'm going to leave you go over here to photos and change it to vectors. Download a couple of vectors. Okay. So once you have 2 or 3 photos and 2 or 3 vector, go ahead and hit return and like, no, looks like you're not in vectors now, you're in photos again, which is fine. But I need some vector files. So go back to the main page. Yeah, and now go ahead and choose vector. Oh, vectors only. Okay, and then download a couple of these. Okay, so that's a good start-ish. And you're on. Okay. I'm going to now stop your share. Go ahead and here we go. So both Amberly and Tamara, you're both new to VDI because Kristen is on VDI, but she was there before and she's getting all the files. But Amberly and Tamara, who are both connecting today to VDI for the first time, neither of you got the Google Drive. So my request for both of you guys is to go. Amberly, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Did you get, oh, by the way, were you successful the second time around or not really? Probably since Tamara wasn't, I'm assuming not.
Successful at what? I'm sorry.
Google Drive? Google
No,
Drive.
I tried contacting IT, but they couldn't really help me right now.
All right. Oh, they couldn't? What did
No.
they say?
Well, I was just on the phone with them and she basically walked me through the same process and I had the same error, so I just kind of
Yeah. Okay, so then next, okay, you guys, the number that's on the email, that's tech support, that's a City College tech support. If they can't help you, I've noticed that that's the non-credit tech support, and I've noticed that sometimes they put some people in there that don't know as much. Sorry to be so blunt, but so what you need to do, and Tamara, you'll have to do it too. You basically need to report your pipeline as a trouble problem, and they need to go in and figure out why your pipeline account isn't allowing for Google Drive. Does that make sense? So my best solution is, let me see, if I just go to sbcc.edu. And there's a search in here and go to tech support. Let me see. IT support Santa Barbara for students. Here we go. Here, let me put in the chat. I'm going to put this page in the chat. And you can, this is, even though it says credit students, call this number or email them or Campus Portal Hub. But you basically need to say, I'm using Google Drive for my class files inside of VDI. I'm a new student because it does make, sometimes it's for new students who the pipeline, they need to reset something in the background. I don't know what it is. And tell them I tried all day already with a non-credit support and they couldn't help me. Could you check my pipeline account and fix my teacher says fix my pipeline because I need to get Google Drive through VDI. Okay. So Tamara, did you hear that? It's for both Tamara and Amberly that after class or during break or whenever you need to go kind of reach this number. But most importantly, you email them a contact form and then they explain. But if you say that you're a non-credit, that you should call these people, say, I already tried and they didn't get. Now, they use during the summer, during the winter and fall, in the spring and fall, they have a Zoom that you can do this with. But right now there's no Zoom during summer. So that's why you need to do this on the phone or tech support. Okay. So you got it, you guys? I put the link on the chat. I need a yes or something from Tamara and Amberly to make sure that you both heard me. And you went to that link?
Yes, I heard you and I will do that.
Okay,
Thank
so we
you.
got it, Tamara. If you're saying yes, you're muted, so I don't hear you. But in case you didn't hear me. All right, well, not sure if you're there. Okay. Oh, you wrote in the chat. Okay, I checked my chat last. Okay. Oh, because you weren't here, Tamara. Sorry. You weren't here when I explained. So let me say this, and then after that, we'll get going. The way we say yes or no here in class, Tamara, right next to the share button, you should see a react with a heart. You see where there's emojis? Okay, click on that one, and then the green check mark is yes, and the red X is no. Okay, so like now when I ask the whole class something, I'll say, okay, everyone, if this worked, give me a yes. If it didn't work, give me a no. I'm referring to those two. So did you find it? Can you give me exactly the thumbs up in those? they disappear in 2 seconds. So when I'm trying to get the whole class to answer, it doesn't stay. So right under the thumbs up, that's where you get the green and the red check mark or the X, and those stay on until I need it. So can you give me a green check mark if you see it? Kind of perfect. There you go. So those, when the whole class is answering and I'm trying to get a yes, everyone's got the class files, yes, everyone's fine. And then everyone answers yes. And then when two people answer no, then I go in and say, okay, person who said no, how can I help you, right? And I help people individually. So everyone leaves their yeses and their nos turned on until everyone's been supported, and then we move on. All right. So, and if you don't say yes or no, then I'll individually go, okay, Kristen, was it a yes or no? Okay, Moni, is it yes or no? So just answer yes or no, and then I'll focus only on the people who say no, and then we move forward. All right. So guys, I've had, I know it's technically break time, and yet, I've been doing tech support and helping and whatnot, but at this point, everyone either has the applications and everything running, or is set up for it with both Tamara and Amberly with some fake files. So let's take our break now, and then when we come back from the break, we're fully on into the class, okay? And I know for some of you who just joined, it seems like an early break, but others have been here since 9. So let's see, it's 10:48. Oh, can somebody figure out 15 minutes for me? 10:50 would be 05, so 03. Okay, so be back at 11:03 a.m. And I'll see you guys in 15. Okay? All right. Come on back. Hi. Okay. Here's my problem. I've been gone for a long time and I just came back from a trip and I had a stand-up desk that was in the sitting position and I'm trying to raise it and everything is beginning to fall off. So give me a second while I fix that because I forgot to take a break, meaning I kept working and next thing you know, it's the end of the break and I'm still sitting down. So I'm raising it. Give me a sec. Can do this that I can move a little bit. All right, here I am. And perfect. That's better. I was like, my legs are gonna not work anymore if I keep sitting for so long. All right, is everyone back? Let me see. Looks like Tamara isn't back. Amberly. Oh, Amberly, I noticed you checked out and in again. Did you get through to tech support this time or wait, you just take a break?
They said that they would, that they're trying to do something and told me to check back in and try to log in again, but I did like 5 minutes ago and nothing changed yet.
So it might take them a little bit longer, but make sure when class is over, I'm gonna send them a trouble ticket on behalf of you guys, but then they'll need you guys to contact anyway, but I just want them to know that this has been happening because yeah, it's not sustainable. If by next week you guys don't have the class files, we'll have to figure something else out. I'll send them to you and you can put them on your personal drive and then you can access your personal drive. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay. All right. So keep in touch with me and tell me what's happening, okay? And since right now, since Tamara's not here, I can't tell her that, but I'll tell her the same once she's back. She's probably dealing with something like that herself. Okay. All right. Thanks for that. Is everyone else back? Alan, I see you back there somewhere. Moni, Christina, I think there were two more people here other than Tamara. Oh, here comes Tamara again. I thought there was, Jermoon and Jen. Okay. And they were both, one was traveling and one is at a school computer bar. Okay, great. Hi, Tamara.
Hi.
So did you get a chance at all to do tech support or not yet? Just
Not yet.
took a break. That's fine. It's good to take a break during break. All
No,
right.
I'm at work, so it's a little bit crazier for me.
No problem. No problem. Amberly just went and let them know. And so they said they're going to be working on it. And then I'm going to go ahead and write to them. But when I write to them after class and tell them that this is a problem, they'll still need you guys directly to contact them. So just check in on that whenever you have a chance. Okay. Okay. And I did notice that normally they're there till the evening, but since it is summer, they seem to be there only till 4:30 p.m. The credit support. There we go. And the whole point is that if the person who's helping you guys can't help you, what they need to do is ask them for a trouble ticket or something like that so that it stays there in the train and then they get someone who can figure it out to come in and figure it out because it's something they need to do back in the back end of pipeline. All right, cool. So everyone should have the class files. What I didn't do with you, Tamara, is have you open Bridge with your Amberly. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we understand what each one of the programs are for and start handling that. And since it's been a bit of an in and out, I forgot to show you guys some of those class files and what they're for and what's the point. So let me do that. Let me share my screen. And here we go. Okay, so when you guys got to the class files And Tamara, this class is being recorded. So if you missed any part of this, you can then catch up by watching the first part. Although the first part was just kind of getting all of this set up. But here we are in the school shared drive. And this here is the folder that once you open it up has a bunch of class files. And these are things that we're going to be working with. But there's also in the general folder, by the way, when you guys get into the shared drive, you can either look at it like this or like this. And what I mean by that is as a list where you see the file names, or the second icon is a grid layout of little previews of your handouts. So you can do that kind of thing. Anyway, it's the same files, it's just seen a bit differently. The one that matters right now for you guys to know is either this first one here in grid mode, which is Zoom class recording links, or it's kind of the third one under the folders and Zoom class recording links. It's the same one, of course, I'm just showing it to you differently, but when you double click on that one and it opens up, oh, I double clicked on the wrong one, sorry. Here we go. Then this is the file that has a lot of good links that I'm going to email for after class is over. Ouch, I have 2 classes today. So this evening, I will be emailing you something that has a bunch of good links for you to know. And it will have a link to today's class recording because this class is being recorded. And then also, the Zoom is also creating a summary, and it's an automatic summary that they do, that they listen in kind of to the class and then they put together a summary. So it's not me writing it. But when you get to it, it'll basically give you an idea of what happened during the class, and it usually has a good list of what's next, like what's the homework, what you need to prepare for next week. So if you want to review any portion of the class, you can just watch the recording. Let me go to one of a class that's already has one. So like I already have Photoshop running, and I know, Tamara, that you just joined the Photoshop class. So once you get in, because I just had to give you permission, I did that during the break for them to sign you up because it's full. When you get into that one, once you're registered, you'll be able to access the class files for it. And so here's an example of if I click on the summary or the class recording, if I click on this one and go see it, it's going to look like this. It'll be a quick recap. This focused on da 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 da. Next steps, da 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 da. So this is usually what you need to do. Like there's a handout you needed to read or things that you needed to do. So this kind of gives you that. And then it starts making little paragraphs that summarize a little bit of what it is that we did in class. Okay. Now this will work not to teach you because it's pretty grandiose. It says, Deanna explains how to do that. Deanna introduces the class. Deanna demonstrates a new tool. You know, that's kind of how it's written, which it's fine, but it doesn't tell you how to use the tool. It says that I showed you how to use the tool, right? But at least if you miss the whole class, of course, you're expected to watch the recording because otherwise when you show up again, you're 2 weeks behind, right? So you need to catch up during the week on the recording if you miss it. But say that you only had to step out for half an hour because a plumber arrived, or you arrived half an hour late because you had a doctor's appointment. So then you can go over here and see kind of which part you missed, and you'll say, okay, so clearly she talked about this, you know, at the end, or she talked about this at the beginning. Because then when you go back to the recording, and now I'm going to show you how the recording will look like. It's on YouTube, but don't worry, you guys, it's private. The only one who can get to this recording is if you are in the class, so you can access the class files so that you have an access to this link. So it's not like the world on YouTube can search this and find you. Don't worry, it's private. And then it's the full on hour. So this is a 4-hour recording, right? So you can look and go, okay, it looks like I was gone during this portion. So you click over here and you work on this portion of it, or you watch this portion of it. You kind of advance to whatever portion you missed or what part you were to review. Okay. Now look in the middle, somewhere in the middle, you'll have a 15-minute break. I don't know where it'll be. You'll see it. And yeah, I record the full on 15-minute break too. So when you're watching it, you pretty much have to zoom, you know, kind of fast forward through the 15-minute break because I just leave it on the whole time. Okay, so that's how we're going to you're going to work on the class that's how you're going to reach the class recordings. Now, once again, since it's the first class and some of you might not know how to get to the class files to get to these links, this week I will reach out and I will email you all these links, but that's it. In the future, you have to come here to get the links yourself. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yes.
I'm gonna close these guys, and this is ours. So right now there's no links here, but there are a couple of other links, and I'm gonna put them here. One is the class survey. I'm gonna put it in the chat right now, and I don't need you to do it right now, but I'm gonna put it in the chat so you can open it and leave it open, and then when you have a chance, you can come back and fill that survey out. It's like, what do you want to learn? What's your experience level, that kind of stuff. It's for me to know. So it's just a quick little survey. But then the other link that's important is a class Padlet. So we're going to come back to this because first we need to have something to put in the class Padlet. But what we're going to do is this is how you're going to turn in your work. So let me show you a class Padlet that's up and running right now. Say like this one from the spring. So this is how a CAD Padlet is going to look like. I'll be posting at the top what the homework is, what the things are, and then you'll be posting your work. And we're going to be posting work during the class time.
Are you sharing your screen?
Yes, I am. If you can't see it, let me stop and start again because sometimes things fall out for you. So here we go. Can you see it now?
Diana, does that mean all of our fellow classmates can see our work?
Yeah, so here's, hold on, here's digital insight techniques. Yes, exactly. So you can, you know, the work that we're doing is going to be work that I'm directing you to do. So everyone will have a similar take on it, but you know, you're each, it's art, you know, some of you might put it on the right, some on the left, so on whatever. Now, one thing that happens is that sometimes I have people who are much more advanced and some people who are new in the class. So for example, Moni is probably be putting in some really advanced things that she's working on designing and stuff because that's what she's doing. And then some people, this is your first time. So you'll be posting a very, you know, beginning thing that you're putting in there, and that's fine. I need this because unless you are sharing your screen with me, I don't know that you're doing the work, right? And the way these classes work is that we are, these are as part of a certificate and you are being graded. And I don't think that graded is a problem, so to say, because it's just pass, no pass. But the only way I can give you a pass is if I see you doing the work. If you're just watching the recordings, you get a fail and I have to drop you from the class if I don't see you doing any work. So once we're in the class and start doing this, you'll do a screenshot and then you'll post it, and then you'll do a screenshot and post it like 3 or 4 times during the whole class time. And then if you have any homework, you'll put it up there too. And then I can give you a pass saying a pass isn't that what you're doing is A, B, or C degree. Like if you're doing the work and you're learning, that's a pass, right? And some of you guys will be doing basic work and some of you guys are being more advanced work, and that's fine. These are all multi-level classes. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So yes, and everyone, and you can write the steps of what you did, and people can comment if they want, asking you, oh, well, how did you do that one? And you're welcome to answer how you did it, and we'll talk about it like the homework, and then we'll talk about the homework at the beginning of the next class. As soon as the class starts, the first thing we do is we go to the Padlet and go, okay, so Moni asked this, Rebecca posted that, she said this is a problem. In fact, when you're not being successful, let me share again and look at what the post says at the top. Post your homework, images, or anything you want to share with me in the class. Successes and failures are welcome. because if you only post the good stuff, then I don't know what the problems are. So if you post something and go, well, I was trying to do this, but somehow that didn't work out, then I get to either answer in the comments so that you have a week to work on it, or when I give you feedback when the next class starts, then we can work on that and you can figure out and then you can move forward. So it's kind of an interactive thing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I'll bring you back to this once we have some applications open and we're all going to make our first post. And the post is using making screenshots. You wouldn't put up full on files here. You'll just do a screenshot of your work. And here is a little instruction of how to do it. I'll walk you through it once we do this again. But right now, let's get going with, so anyway, so that's all the paperwork of the class, so to say. And I will send you a link in the email of the survey, the class recordings, the class summary, and the Padlet, which is this that I just showed you. That way, this whole week, you have the links in that email to catch up. And then after that, as you saw, all the links are in the class handouts, which one of your first homeworks is to spend your time viewing and reviewing the process to get into VDI. For those of you who are in VDI, making sure Google Drive is working by getting tech support, and then making sure that you know how to access the class handouts to get to these links. So that's something that by next Tuesday, no, this is Wednesday today. I'm teaching every day and I forget. By next Wednesday, you've had a week to work all the kinks out so that we're all up and running and working on stuff the moment we open the class. Okay? Okay, I just muted you, Tamara, because I can tell that there's work sounds in the background. If you need to speak to me, just so you know, I won't be able to hear you because you're muted right now. All right. Any questions about this stuff that I just said? If it all made sense and you're all good, give me a yes. If there's questions or you have something to say, please give me a no. Or actually, Rebecca wrote, I'm finding pinning the link to be helpful. So in your browser, you pin the link to the Padlet. Okay, that's good. Either do a bookmark or pin it in your browser, and I'll show you how to do it later. And then during the week, you don't have to keep going back to get the link for the Padlet so that you can post your work on the Padlet easily instead of having to get the link from me all the time. All right, and I didn't give you the link actually for the Padlet yet, even though, let me give you the link. We're not going to post in it yet unless you already know how to do it. Go ahead and post so people can see the first posts. But there on the chat, I just put in the link to the Padlet. And first, let's open some applications, get it all running, and then we're going to do a first post all together of one of the applications. Okay. So, let's talk for a minute about the class and what it's going to cover and what we're going to do in the class. First of all, I have individual classes that teach Illustrator, and I have individual classes that teach Photoshop. In this class, we're going to be working with Photoshop and Illustrator, but only at a basic level, in the sense that if you need to learn those programs well, you definitely need to take the other two classes, okay? And if you're interested, I can give you the CRNs and stuff like that. But what we're going to do in this class is figure out what it takes to go from A to Z on creating a piece, be it a business card, be it a web post, be it a website, be it a book, whatever you're at, there's all these steps that it takes. And there's all these different programs that get involved. And in particular, the three most commonly used applications are Illustrator, Photoshop, and InDesign. InDesign is the program that most people have the least experience with. And InDesign is where it all comes together because it's the layout program. So if you're creating any of those applications, any of those products that I mentioned, say you're writing a book, and you're publishing a photo book or something like that. Well, you'll be working on the photos in Photoshop, and then you'll be working on illustrations or logos or things like that in Illustrator. And then when you create the layout for the piece in InDesign, then you're going to link to all these other files inside of that from Photoshop, from Illustrator, and that's how the completed piece will happen. There's other programs can become involved, but that's what we're going to cover. And the fourth program that I asked you guys to download is Bridge, because Bridge is the program that I always kind of have to slightly snicker at the fact that it bridges all these programs. It's a very well-named program because it's the program that Adobe creates to deal with your files. So say that you're on a Mac and you have a Finder window to find your files. Say that you're on a PC and you use the File Explorer to find your files, and they're all over the place, and maybe you know how to organize your files and you have it in one place. Bridge will work identically for all of us. So that's good, because then I show, it doesn't matter if you're Mac or PC. But it's basically a Finder on steroids. It does a lot more than like the Finder or the File Explorer will do, which is basically show you your files. Bridge does much more than that, but it also helps us find our files, categorize them, put them together, link them, create the final packets that you send to the printer, that you upload to the internet if it's a web file or interactive file or anything like that. So we're going to use Bridge as a place that recognizes files of all types that Adobe creates, and helps us work with the different programs. So anything in particular you want to ask about all the stuff I've been saying or explaining? Like, oh, are you not going to cover this, or are you going to cover that? Or what's the point of it? Like, if there's anything like that that you want to know right now, great time to ask a question. Crickets. Okay. I know that quite a few of you guys have taken a bunch of my classes, so you know all this. So you're like, okay. But for the people who just met me, this would be a great time to say something if anything is coming up. Now, I also want to know what you're up to and why you're here, and what in particular type of things that you are creating. So rather quickly, we're not going to spend tons of hours on this, but I do want to know why you're in class and what you want to learn. So say that you are just here because, you just like learning. Great, say that. If you're here because you're working on a project, what's that project? Like, are you creating a marketing pieces for your business, or are you creating brochures, or are you trying, what are you doing? It really helps me to know. Maybe you're a fine artist and that worked with oil paintings, and you're trying to figure out how to make a website like with your art. What are you doing? Helps me then when the class is going, I'll be helping you pinpoint. I'll say, oh, Kristen, in your case, this is what you can use, or Amberly, in your case, that's what you can use. Okay. So everyone, give me a little rundown. You can I can call you guys, or someone can start. Who wants to start? Just tell me a little mini bit about yourself and what you want to use these applications for.
I'll do it.
Here,
Oh, go ahead.
There you go. Tamara, go for it.
Okay, whatever works. So I work for a construction company, and I run the office, but I'm also learning how to become an interior designer. And eventually I'll be working with marketing and whatnot. So I have the, let's say, interior design soft skills. I'm really good at, putting things together. But when it comes to more digital stuff, like these techniques, I don't have a lot of knowledge in. So I really do want to learn. I'm already in school, online school for interior design, but now it's also like I need to incorporate this. So I do, speaking on the side, I do need to just figure out if I'm gonna be able to incorporate this with work, or just do Saturday classes where it's Photoshop, I believe. I did started working a little bit with Adobe, but hopefully it will help me out with other things.
Okay, that's fine. And yeah, the Saturday Photoshop class is just a little overview. So you'll see a little bit more maybe than what we see here. But after that, if you really want to work with the stuff, you kind of have to find a way. Each session, I teach these classes at different schedules. Sometimes they come in the evening. Sometimes they're during the day. So it, as time goes by, these that are in the summer that are kind of more in the middle of the day are a little bit harder for working folks. But maybe at some point you can organize something to stay behind or for to take them. but yeah, it's gonna be the Photoshop that I teach is on Thursdays, I believe that Emma just told me that you were trying to sign up to. That one is the full on Photoshop. The Saturday one is an overview one, just letting you know for the two Photoshop versions that are available. But if that's what you can do, that's a great thing to start with. And then you, over other sessions, you find a way to work on the other classes. All right. So digital design techniques is a good overall class to start with anyway, because it gives you an idea of the use of all these programs, and then you have an idea how to pinpoint on the stuff that you're more interested in. So that's perfect. Great. One thing I forgot to say, give me some idea of the experience level you have with these programs. Like I've never used an Adobe program, or I used to use Canva, or I've used these, only in your classes or stuff like that. Just give me some idea. Okay. So thanks for that, Tamara. By the way, so have you obviously you don't have the applications, so I'm assuming you haven't used the Adobe ones yet?
No, I did a download on Adobe on my personal iPad, not on this computer that I'm talking to you through, but I do use Canva a little bit. I designed like just some mood boards and like some flyers that were needed. So I consider Canva somewhat easy, but
Yeah.
there's plenty of them out there. I'm looking currently to find a good interior design software. There's plenty out there. So I think something for beginners I need to look for.
Well, you know that City College has a good interior design set of classes, and you can learn I'm drawing a blank. What's the application that you're supposed to use for architecture? I'm suddenly having a blank. The big old, oh my God.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Anything you find out, you can let me know.
What's that? What's the design? Oh my God, how come I'm drawing a blank on the application? Anyway, it'll come to mind. Somehow I'm having a blank on that application right now. Anyway, that's great. Thanks. Moni, you piped up at the same time. So what's up with you?
Oh, so it's just always the same. I have the annual jazz festival that's going to be March 7th, 2026. And so I'm just always trying to get better at my skills for the poster and the program and all of the digital what do you call it, marquee and all of that stuff. So it's just honing my skills.
And let me say that I proudly want to always show Moni off as someone who began with no skills, and now she's doing some amazing stuff. You'll see when she posts it, because she keeps, taking these classes. So if you wonder how come people take the class again, what do you mean? You're here again. It's because each time I work with different material, different files. I welcome you guys bring in your stuff, and sometimes if you're okay with it, I incorporate it into the class for everyone, but not everyone like if it's a business file like from your business, you wouldn't want everyone working on it. But and then as you get better, you can hear that second level that I talked to, that when you're beginning, you're just kind of getting the basics, but I do help people at a different level when they come back and they want to know more. Okay. So thanks for that. I always love to see your smiling face and to see the wonders that you're up to. All right. Who else wants to go on?
I will.
Okay.
So I'm a potter, and last time we worked on a little bit on business cards, and so that was super helpful. I need to kind of dabble in newsletters and layouts and stuff like that, and adding in my own personal information. A little bit of experience with Canva, and then other than that, just your class, the last session, which was terrific. I think that's it.
Awesome. So Kristen, just so you know, and for everyone else, in the fall, maybe they're not scheduled for the fall, but in the spring, I also have a class that's specific to newsletters, and there's another one to magazines, which you'd go, well, I'm never going to design a magazine, but it doesn't matter because those two classes teach you all of the skills that have to do with creating, brochures or whatever, like larger pieces that are and that really hone in on InDesign. Oh, I was trying to say that since there's classes for Photoshop and classes for Illustrator, but no specific class for InDesign, I do focus this class more on InDesign in the sense that I teach you how to do all the layouts and stuff, and then we bring in stuff from Photoshop and from Illustrator. But again, if you want to really hone in on Photoshop and Illustrator, that's something more that we do in those individual classes. So thanks for pointing that out. And yeah, it's awesome. And it so happens that my husband's also a potter. And here you are married to the designer, and he's always begging me for a website. And I'm like, yes, dear, yes, dear. And it's one of those things that I'm also working on getting his website because he has one that he created, which of course I poo-hoo because I don't think it's good enough. But then I don't get around to creating an awesome one. And the web design classes also usually appear in the spring session. So we can also, when we get around to those, you can consider, if you have time in spring, get to those things.
Deanna, which one is more newsletter oriented? What's the name of that one?
They're called Producing a Digital Newsletter and Producing a Digital Magazine, I believe, or Producing a
Okay.
I think it's Producing a Digital Newsletter. Not exactly what they're called. Now, right now, they show up as only in person because
Mm-hmm.
COVID happened. They never got the distance ed certification. I'm working on getting the distance ed certification for them so that I can teach them on Zoom like this. But what happens is when I do teach them, even if by the spring, it takes like a year to get all this thing changed. If it's not changed by then, I will still teach them on Zoom, but I'll be at school in person. And so, we'll figure a way out once it gets around to that. But I'm working on getting that. Maybe the distance ed certification will come out soon enough. And by the time they come around the next time around, we can do them online for those of you who live far away like you do or are at work like Tamara. All right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right. So who wants to go next? Christina, Rebecca, Alan, or Amberly?
Continue learning.
Okay. Rebecca also started with nothing and keeps taking classes here and there, all my different ones, and just building your skills. Wonderful. Alan?
Yes, I'm not a very serious student, actually, but in fact, I registered for 3 of your classes at once, and it's too much for me. So I'm not sure I can. I may have to drop 1 or 2 of them. Anyhow,
All right. Well, choose your
I'm-
fave. Choose the one that you think is most useful to you, and that sounds wonderful. Let me know.
Yeah, but anyhow, I know Photoshop quite well, but my main tool is Final Cut Pro, which I do video editing and filmmaking, and I've been working on my own life story with Final Cut Pro, so it's a multi-year project.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, my son's a filmmaker too, and where did he learn the beginnings of film editing is from me, but he
Yeah.
way surpassed me. But
Yeah.
anyway, I can, and many times for your film projects, you need stuff created in all these other programs to incorporate them. I don't know what your story is like, but titling and
Yeah,
stuff.
well, it's a long story to talk about, but anyhow,
I'm excited because I've known you for many years and I didn't know about this intriguing life story.
yeah. Well,
So
it's mainly for my family to leave behind for my kids or grandkids and whatever's left behind after I'm gone. It's not of general interest, I don't think, for other people.
I love that, and I think that's a great idea. And don't give me one more thing on my to-do list. Yikes! Now to do something like that, but that's great, awesome, good to know that, Alan. Great. Okay, so Christina, Amberly.
My name is Christina, and I find that a lot of employers require employees to know various Adobe software programs, irrelevant of the industry and arena. That's just the way it is today.
Mhm.
So that is why I'm taking this class, and I've had a little experience with Adobe PDFs, fill and sign, a little editing, but I haven't been exposed to those other software programs.
The graphic side of it. Okay, great.
Yes.
You are so right. There's, it feels almost like to be the person who cuts the trees, you need to know how to use Adobe because you need to show them the landscape plan or something. It's like everything needs design or at least definitely a lot of digital skills. But yes, Adobe, that used to be more mainly for the marketing, communications, design area. Now they're expecting you to know. Oh, let me talk for a second. Tamara, you mentioned your iPad, that you downloaded some of these apps on your iPad.
I'm not sure if you're listening or if you're working right now, but the apps that you download on the iPad and even on your phone, they're getting more and more advanced to the point that I'm pretty amazed what they can do. They're not
Yeah.
the same as what you can do on the computer. The computer's always got like every single bell and whistle, but many times you don't need every single bell and whistle, right? Like a lot of the stuff that we're going to learn here, then you can apply to your iPad material. Some of the things might not be able to be done on the iPad, but for the most part, learning the big on professional programs, which are these, will allow you to then figure it out on your iPad. And even if it's in a different area or in a different spot, the tool might be hidden or not, but it'll be there. Before there was so much they didn't do, but now they're getting incredible. And in fact, I put in a request, and I have no idea if I'll get it with all the budget cuts and everything that's happening, but for a good iPad, because my iPad is old and I haven't been able to use some of these updated programs. But once I get one of the newer iPads, I might be able to demo some of it in class. But right now, the one I have is, certainly can't handle.
Yeah, that technology is really improving, and just like I believe Christina said, that everybody is kind of like has to be a little bit tech handy, and it's important in today's world. And I don't want to be behind, obviously, so it's important for all of us to learn, and not just for the field, let's say, that I'm in, but for anybody. And so we can teach others, but mostly, like you said, it's all on the phone too now that you can do. And hopefully I find a lot of people now are thinking, oh, we don't even need an interior designer, we can just all do it ourselves through Pinterest or anything on their own, because AI has improved so much that it'll design it for you. So it is kind of scary for the job title that I carry, but
Yeah. It is a bit scary, but I'm from the time I went to school in photography when photography was still on film. And then I was the first TA in the computer lab where we were beginning to use computer, digital photography. And everyone's like poo-hooing digital photography. And here we are, tons of years later, the photographers that are professional photographers still have a job. They can do, it's not the same what a person can do with their little point and shoot, however good they are. But on the other hand, a person who knows how to use their iPhone can take an amazing photo, which wouldn't have happened before, right? So yeah, competition AI is kind of like that. Designers, yeah, I'm a graphic designer. I never did my introduction, but here I'm telling you guys to introduce yourself. But I'm from Argentina, and in Argentina, I went to the university and did graphic design and part architecture. That's why I was looking for the AutoCAD. There we go. AutoCAD is the app that I'm telling you that you can learn at City College that you would need for being a designer. And then I came here to study photography at Brooks. Santa Barbara was an amazing photography school. So then I did photography professionally. And yeah, these are all things that AI can do right now, right? So it's pretty scary on the one hand, and actually it's interesting to figure out how to use combine all the skills, because we can't fight it. It's not like you can ignore AI anymore. And a lot of the tools that we have inside of the new programs, the Adobe programs, use AI. So I'm going to be showing you when, how, and where to use these applications, the AI of these applications, when I find it to be abusive and when I find it to be useful. Because yeah, it's part of all these programs now as well. Okay, so thanks for that. Okay, Amberly, what's your interest in the class?
Yes, so I just graduated from UCSB this spring in communication with a focus in marketing and strategy. So I kind of want to just build up my design skills. I don't have as much experience with that besides like using Canva. And I think I took a class in high school on digital photography where we used Photoshop, but I don't really remember anything. So I'm kind of starting at zero.
That's great. No, well, that's not necessarily zero. At least you've seen the programs a little bit and you have some idea. By the way, congratulations on graduating. My son just graduated too from Berkeley. And my other guy just graduated high school. So I've had two graduates this a few months ago. So I'm in the whole like rah graduates. But I'm also aware of how much you don't know when you graduate. And I have a lot of people from CSB come to take these classes because you'll learn, the the career, you know, kind of like what Tamara is doing, but then they don't have the hands-on, right, of how to. So this is a how-to tools, how to use the tool. The knowledge of being a good designer and a good communicator, that's not what I teach, although I do give you some hints and stuff like that when I see your designs. But for the most part, it's about how to use the tools. Okay, great. Now, this time the class has taken quite a while in getting set up and getting ready. And unfortunately, I still don't have Tamara and Amberly ready because of what's happening with Google Drive. But I want to introduce you a little bit to the program that we'll be using, show you some of the similarities. By next week, the moment we start, we'll be working straight on files and applications, okay? So the first thing we need to do is get Bridge up and running, because that's the one that's going to be the source of all our files. So if you haven't yet opened Bridge, please open Bridge. Those of you who've been on VDI, your VDI might have even kind of like closed up because it's been too long and you need to kind of keep it live. And I forgot to say that if you're on Bridge on VDI, every now and then go and do something like move an icon or something on the screen, anything just to show it that you're still there. Otherwise, it kind of signs you out and you need to sign yourself in again. So hopefully it's still up and running. I'm going to go ahead and share my Bridge. Tamara, did I show you how to open Bridge on your VDI?
No, I'm struggling to open student files on the Horizon.
Yeah, so go ahead and share your screen for a second, everyone else. I think Amberly, I did show you how to open Bridge, but I'm remembering that I didn't show you. So see, you've been disconnected. So go ahead and say close and you'll have to connect again. So next time, kind of try to keep, no, next time we'll be working all the time on it. We won't be just sitting here talking, so it's okay. But now you're gonna have to go and get it up and running again. Yeah, the student desktop. And hopefully, yeah, it might need you to disconnect completely and connect again. It says it's running. So go ahead and if it's not coming up, go to this little icon here and log out and log in again, because I think you might need, it's been too long. Yeah, so go ahead and click on that one again and get your code. Oh, Rebecca, yeah. Will you see any photos from our trip? Yes, you will. Okay, go ahead and click on that. I do have the photos from my trip, my iLife, the photos class that I'm teaching right now for the Mac says it's running. Click over here on this and let me see. Huh. Let's see what happens. Wow. It says you got, this is not normal. What's this? Huh. It says it's running, but it's not. And you have it here. Okay, go ahead, go over here. Click on those three little dots to say if it says something. Connect.
Yep, it won't do it.
Oh,
I've been doing it
connected.
for a while.
Okay, so I'll log out again and then give it, 5 minutes or so, and then like close the tab, make it completely go away, and then give it 5 minutes or so. Sometimes it needs to really believe that it's off. So wait for like 5. Watch right now what to do. In fact, I'm going to ask Amberly to share her screen so you can see. So give it a little bit. Give it a little bit. Sometimes it needs to really register. It's weird. You'd think it would be automatic, but sometimes it needs to register that it's truly off before it lets you sign in again. VDI it's great, but it's a little bit, I mean, it's great that everyone can do it without buying the applications, but it's also a little bit tricky. So Amberly, can you share your screen so that I can show, or you or Kristen show her how to, once she gets running, how to open the applications? Okay, thank you. So go ahead and go into your VDI. Yeah, I would give up on that for now. And then down here in the Windows little icon, yep. And then let's go ahead and choose Adobe Bridge from there. Yep, for it to open up. And then both Tamara and Amberly downloaded some files from Pixabay just to have something. So I'm going to lead you on Bridge to those files. The rest of you at home need to go on Bridge to your downloads folder to find the class files. And I'll go ahead and share that in a minute when I'm there. But right now I'm going to help Amberly here. And then Tamara, just watch for a minute. And when you get to it, you can go there. So since we are using this computer because you downloaded your files onto this computer, then when you download stuff, it goes into your downloads folder. So let's go into this PC and find the downloads folder of this PC, which will be there. So go ahead and double click on that. So see how we're using this kind of like a Finder window. No items to display. So everything that you downloaded, where did they go? Oh, did they go into pictures? I doubt it. Click on pictures. All right, let's go into your File Explorer, which is, I know you have a Mac, so that's the equivalent to our Finder on a Windows. And let's see if we can find the photos that you downloaded. Go ahead, go back to downloads in here. Oops, Rich didn't find them. See, this is why we don't use the school computer itself, because once you sign out and sign in, sometimes it gets rid of them, which seems to be what happened because you downloaded the stuff and it's not here. So what I recommend right now, unfortunately, is that you go and get yourself another image. Is there any sample image and pictures? Do they come with anything? Does an empty PC come with anything? No. So go back to here on the desktop. You had behind this, you had Chrome. Go ahead and open that again and just download just one image just to have, so not here, but on the desktop where you have the icons. Move this out of the way a little bit, like minimize it. Go over here and minimize it and go back to, I think you had opened this one and just double click and see if you can, I can't imagine that they didn't go into the downloads folder, but that's where they should have gone. And go back to Pixabay and open a new tab and go back to Pixabay and see if you can just download one. At this point, just download one and then we'll go find it. And if it works, then it'll work. So download whatever first thing you find. Go that bird, yeah. Click on it and then say download and then download. And it's there, it's downloading. So it should be in the downloads folder. So now go down here and open Bridge, go to the taskbar. And no, Bridge is, yeah, there. And now let's go back to this PC in the downloads to see if it's there. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so now go in and download a few more. It's just that when you sign out and sign in, so now go back and get yourself a few more and get some vector files. Okay, perfect. Cool, I'm going to stop your screen while you do that. And I'm going to now share but it's easier if I have like someone else who has a sample. So Christina, this is the first time you're using Bridge. So why don't you share your screen and I'll walk you through getting to the class files, and everyone else who has them on their computers like Christina can repeat the process. And yes, in my Photoshop class, Rebecca, by the way, you asked, I have photos from my trip, and also in my photos class. I am not sure if I put any here in the digital design techniques class. I'll check and see once the class is out.
Okay, so I've shared my screen. Where would you like me to go?
So what you're sharing right now is just your browser. So let's see, if you minimize this, is the share finished, or do you need it? Otherwise, you need to share your entire screen.
Okay, but what do you want to see?
Okay, so go ahead and say share again, and then the top left choice, which is entire screen or desktop or something like that, choose that one and then share again. There we go. Let's see.
No.
You're still there. So okay. No, that's fine. So now I'm seeing all your tools. So that's good. Before I wasn't. Okay. So did you open Bridge yet? I don't see bridge down here, so that means you didn't
I'm
open it.
trying, so I think I'm gonna have to go here to all
So go ahead and
and
search
then go to
Adobe Bridge.
Bridge 2025.
That's it. Perfect. And then the first time you open it, it'll probably ask you to sign into your account. Maybe not, maybe you already signed in when you installed it. Let's see, when this resolves itself, it might ask you for a sign in. And then that's it. It's a one sign in for all of Adobe. You do it once and you don't do it anymore. They just need to make sure that you are the one who purchased it. Looks like yeah, here it is. Nope. Okay, close this little X, which is just the what's new up here. Get to that
Of
little
course. Okay, I just have to move your picture. Okay.
go. Okay, so now let's go to this PC on the left side. Cool. And double click your Windows. And then we need to find your users. So we're just navigating your computer, and then here's Christina Ramirez. Double click on Christina Ramirez. That's weird. Double click. Okay. Go back to users.
How do I do that?
Here.
Back. Ah,
What does that say? Is that your computer, maybe? No.
this is my PC, my C drive.
Does that say C drive? Are these
There's
your
downloads.
downloads? Okay, there's your downloads. Okay, so do me a favor. Before you open downloads, drag it over here. Just drag it out. And it's just a shortcut.
Well, that would be all my downloads.
No. It's just a shortcut to access without having to do everything we just did. So just drag it out there. You're not.
Because I'll tell you where I moved it.
Oh, you moved it somewhere.
Can I
Class file. Still, it's best for you if you do put your
do
download.
downloads? Okay, I'll do the
shortcuts to later
Okay.
to click on it to get to your downloads without having to go through this PC. No. But where did you put them? Did you leave them on your desktop? Where did you put the downloads that you took?
I went to where could I go?
Documents, maybe, or desktop, or
No, they're in a folder now.
yeah. Which
Because okay, so here, let's see. What if I went here and I
Well-
went to 2025 and then I named it this?
Okay, so then grab this folder and put it here.
See
Okay.
that?
Yeah, just grab it and drag it. Cool. When you put things here, it's just so that you don't have to go find them anymore. Now you just click that. Just click there one time. Here. Yep. Just select it. And there we go. These are the class files. So you got them. So when you put things here, this is just little shortcuts that now you don't have to navigate your whole computer to find them. Now there they are. Okay, so now you have a quick access to your class files. And you're there. That's where we need to be. So now everyone, it's
So
interesting.
how do I
because
get
the
rid of the downloads
latest,
folder?
what's that?
How do I get rid of the downloads folder?
You don't. I mean, click on the downloads folder now. It's not the downloads folder. It's access to your downloads. So if you ever download any other file, like from the internet, you come here to get it. And instead of having to go to this PC and navigate to users and then navigate to Chris and then navigate to download, you just go there. It's just a quick access to that. But if you don't want it, you can right click and say remove from favorites, and that's all you need to do. But
Okay.
see why you would, because if you download anything now, there they are. There's the stuff you download. Okay. So this is important for you guys to understand. This that we're doing right now is navigating your own computer as if this was a file explorer. And all we're doing is seeing what's in there. But you didn't move things anywhere by putting it here. You didn't move things anywhere. This is just a link. Like when you click on summer design, if you read over here this path, basically what you're doing is it's a quick access. It's like a shortcut to your summer design folders, which is in your 2025 Digital Technique. So you have folder within folder, which is inside of 2015 March folder, which is inside of documents, which is inside of C, which is inside of users, which is inside of Windows, which is PC, which before I had to take you all the way there to get here. Now you just made a quick access right here to that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You didn't move anything anywhere. This is all still exactly where you put it inside of all of that path. Okay, so that's all. And if you go in to click on downloads, it'll show you the path that it's just the fact that your downloads are in the same place they've always been. So moving things here is just creating a little shortcut. That's all. But your stuff is exactly where you put it. Okay, so no worries about moving things around or anything like that at all. It's just wherever you put it when you moved it. All right.
Thank you.
The whole point of Bridge is, let me stop your share right now. The whole point of Bridge is to be able to see and access the files to open them directly into Adobe programs versus if you're in the File Explorer or if you're on a Mac on a Finder, you might double click on a JPEG and it'll open on a Windows viewer or on the preview program. It won't open inside of Adobe Photoshop. And if you have a JPEG, where you need to work on it is in Adobe Photoshop. So from Bridge, when you click on a JPEG, boom, it opens in Photoshop because that's where you work on JPEGs, right? So it's just a better program to use when you're working with graphic images than just going to the regular Finder or like File Explorer. So Tamara, what's up? Were you able to sign in again? Or
No,
is it
it's
still
still
on you
missing
that-
me.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I
I'm-
don't know what's going on. It's just absolutely not letting me in.
So again, other than tech support, and sometimes they send messages when VDI is down, but I haven't received any messages that VDI is down. So plan B, Tamara, is
Okay.
actually, and it might be hard given that you are working, but if you can not only sign out of a VMW, but close your Chrome or whatever browser you're using, and then in fact, if you could restart your computer,
Yeah, it's just because we're closing out this in 20, so I figured maybe I can try to work on it in between.
yeah, and class is over in 25 minutes, so you might just want to watch this bit, which is very frustrating, I know, but I guess at this point, it's what I
Yeah.
have to do now. I've never had VDI be this much of a problem. VDI is usually just, you have to work your way in to get to Google Drive, and then that's it.
Yeah.
But once you're in, Amberly and Tamara, I'm sorry, I really don't know what's happening. Kristen is in it, and she's doing fine. But again, she's been on it for, a year. And so I guess there's something with the new accounts that sometimes happen that you definitely need to work with tech support because I don't want to scare you off the class, nor not to be able to access the material, right? So keep in touch with me through email, tell me how it's going, and if tech support's able to help you and all that, okay, during this week. And I guess I will see you, Tamara, it seems, in Photoshop again. So hopefully if you have a chance after today to get some help before the tech support people leave at 4:30. The credit tech support leaves at 4 for the non-credit is there till 7:50 it seems, but they're probably, I don't know if they're the ones who can get into pipeline. Maybe they can, but it's a different number and it's under the credit one. And those are the ones that I put in my email. Oh, you don't have my email because you just signed up a few seconds ago. I'll send you the welcome email with that information, okay?
Thanks.
All right. All right, so everyone else is good with the files then? You all know, you all went to your Bridge, you got the class files, you downloaded them, everything is good? I hope, I think. Yep. Yes, no, maybe give me a yes, remember? If everything is good, and I actually need to go to my class files because I didn't yet do that and put my files on. So here we go, summer 2025 digital design techniques. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen, I apologize. Here we go. Now I'm going to share my entire window right now, as opposed to just my Bridge. I'm looking at the time and oh, good. And here we go. So this is what your digital design techniques folder kind of should look like in Bridge. Now, how it looks like in Bridge is going to be a bit according to a couple of things that you can change. First of all, I'm going to put my essentials back to the saved layout so it looks just like yours. Here we go. All right. So there's a series of photos and some folders with stuff that we're going to be working on, but a lot of the stuff we're going to be creating is from scratch, right? Using some of these files to source ourselves, but we're probably going to be doing things from scratch more often than not. And what this is showing us is a small preview, but notice that before I had them bigger. And how you do that is down here at the bottom of the screen, there's going to be, oh, let me get the pencil. You have a kind of a plus and a sign and a little slider. And you can move the slider over to the right, or you can click on the plus sign and see how the photos get bigger and bigger previews. Now, we don't have that many photos in here, so you can make it a little bit bigger to see them better. When you have a lot of photos, it's better to see a bit smaller, like a contact sheet. But what if you want to see them a little bit bigger? So say that I want to see this one and want to see if it's a bit bigger. When I single click on it, so everyone go ahead and single click on it, you'll see a slightly bigger preview out here, which isn't that much bigger. In fact, you could probably get it bigger if you make this big here. So what's the point of this preview? Well, the point of this preview is to show you if there's good focus. See this kind of magnifying glass that appears when I hover over this preview. Oh, and by the way, you guys might not see preview. You might be by default in this publish section, or, and this is a new one to anyone who's used Bridge before, many of my students from other classes, this is new to the latest Bridge. And if you didn't download the latest Bridge, the 2020 Bridge 2025, go ahead and do that, because you can actually work on photos from here. You can remove the background of an image. You can do stuff from inside of Bridge. But right now, I'm not going to teach you the quick actions. I'm just going to want you to go and be on preview. And then with this magnifying glass, I can click on this image in an area. I want to see if that sign is in focus, which I can't tell. So I click on it and it shows me at 100% size that little image. So now I can move this around and I can see this. I can click over here and check out the sky. I can click over here and check out this tree. So we're talk about 100% in a minute, but basically it shows you the little bits of the image in a full-sized 100%, which is a term that you'll get to know, to see if it's the right one to open. Maybe you opened a file, you brought it in to your brochure and didn't notice that it wasn't the one that was in focus, for example, right? So this is really the usefulness of that little preview. Other than that, I don't really use that preview much. In fact, if I want to see this image big, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it. So any of these, I'm going to pre-select it, just a single click, and then I'm going to hit my space bar. And when you hit the space bar, it becomes big and fills the screen. And you can see then if it's the photo that you want, or maybe you wanted the one to the left or to the right that was a little bit lighter, you can go with your arrows and go to the left, and there's the one on the left, and get to the left. So I'm using the arrow keys on my keyboard and down and up. And then when I say, oh, this is the one I wanted, I hit my space bar again, and there I am. I've made it to this one. And that was just hitting my space bar. So say that I look at this one, I hit the space bar. Oh, this is the wrong one. I hit the space bar again. So it's just a bigger, quick preview. But you're not opening it yet. There's nothing here. It's just a preview. You're not in a program. You're not able to work on this image right now. You're just doing a quick preview. Space bar again, and it goes down. Okay, so has everyone been able to click on an image, preview it there, see whether it's in focus, and then hit the space bar to see it in big? If that worked for you, give me a yes. And this is the kind of thing that I'll be doing. I'm expecting you to be doing all this on the side as I'm working and giving me a yes or a no. And if it's a no, you got stuck somewhere, maybe your bridge is showing up differently or something's happening, then I can give you a hand. And I know that Tamara isn't able to do this right now, but if you kind of understood it and it's good, give me a yes, then you can practice it later. Kristen, how's it going with you? I'm not seeing a yes or a no. Same with Christina.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm clicking on yes, but I'm not seeing it on my little, screen. Oh, there it is. It's on the other one. The one that doesn't have my photo or
Okay.
a picture of me.
All right. So then, were you able to?
Yes, I'm good.
Yes. Okay. So remember, don't forget.
Although I do have a question. What if I cannot see the stained glass in the photo? Like I've got the barn, but I don't have everything you have. Is that a thing that I'm doing?
No, that's a problem. I'm wondering if it's your Google Drive having issues. Like you should be able to, but like if you see this, it's just a little InDesign, it just shows you a little preview, but the stained glass photo image 5400 should be there. But you're okay. I see what's happened. Oh,
Ah, I know.
okay, I understand your question. Okay, wait. You're on VDI, you're on Bridge, and this, okay, good time to talk about it. This is not a JPEG. This is an HEIC. See there?
Yes.
And on a PC, the HEICs should be showing up. I'm going to talk about that because the latest upgrade of Bridge is taking it, but it could be that it shows up as just like a little icon. But when you select it, does it show you a preview of the image or not at all?
No, it just gives me that little icon.
Little icon. Okay. So HEIC. So anyway, go ahead and do that with like the JPEG. This is a JPEG. Go ahead and do that on the
Sure.
JPEG. It should work on a JPEG. Okay. Oops.
Mhm.
Need to double click. Um, it should work for the JPEG.
Yep. It
But
works. Mhm.
and it should work for the PSDs. There it is. So guys,
Mhm.
we're going to talk a little bit about that. That's a good intro to class file distinctions. So you have a couple of HEICs over here, and an HEIC is a file created by an iPhone phone. And they use all different cameras save images in either JPEG, and we're going to be learning a lot about file formats, either in either JPEG or in a RAW format. And the RAW format, we're going to talk about it in a minute, but I talk in depth about RAW formats in my Photoshop class. So I'm not going to get in depth into it in here. But what this means is that digital cameras for eons have saved as these two things. Now, these are compression files. Again, by next week, we'll be talking a lot about what this means. What is a compression file? What's good and bad about it? RAW is a non-compression file. But then what is an HEIC? Apple, when they made their iPhones, decided that they have a better version of JPEG that can actually create smaller files on their phones so that they can actually save more photos. But they say it does not have the problems that JPEG has, where JPEG sometimes has there's these problems with JPEG because of the compression, loses some quality. So Apple says HEIC is better. So here's the deal. As of last upgrade, Bridge can work with HEICs because they're not on Adobe format. It took a little while. Mac Bridge has been able to deal with HEICs for a long time, but Windows Bridge has not been able to work with HEICs as far as seeing the previews, but before it couldn't even use them, like they weren't there. Now you should be able, and I want to test, you should be able to double click on an HEIC and it should open in Photoshop. And let's do that. Let's go to the stained glass window, which you guys don't see the preview, but you do see the file. Let's go ahead, everyone, and double click on it because it should technically open in Photoshop. So let's do that. This was preview, but if we double click, it should open. And look at that. It's not even opening in Photoshop from the Mac. That's interesting.
Diana,
Yes.
it's Christina. When I double click, it wants to open up Adobe Photoshop, which a pop-up screen appears and then says additional non-Adobe software is needed to open.
Okay, well, there you go.
HEIC files. Install the required software so Photoshop can open this file.
Thank you. There you go. That's what needs to happen then. Okay, so I would, in fact, can you do that while you share so that I can record a little bit so that then I can tell people next time? Because this is new. It's a new thing that came in this version of Bridge that that PCs can do that. So I'm hoping on VDI that it's possible. Kristen, were you able to open it?
I got this same message, and then when I clicked on OK, I ended up at that flower arrangement that we worked on in the last class.
All right, so here's the problem. On VDI, you cannot install software. So I'm going to have to use this information from Christina to talk to tech support and tell them that that Bridge, they need to install in VDI, they need to install the software that allows everyone to open HEIC files. And if they tell me it's going to take a few weeks, then I might need to replace these photos with the JPEG version. I can do that, but then you'll have to re-download those. Okay, so there we go. I'm recording. Let me see what time at 12:13. Christina did this. Okay, I'm writing this down.
Ready?
Yeah, go for it. So go ahead and try to open one, and then it'll give me that message, and then you'll click on that, and hopefully it'll do the whole download. So can you, and if it's happening outside of the screen, I'm not seeing it right now. I'm just seeing your bridge. Are you doing something?
Oh, you didn't see it.
No, that's the problem. You're sharing only this window instead of your entire desktop. So all of this is happening outside of our screen. It's okay. Let me stop your share, and then go ahead and share again. And when you share again, this time, choose the top left window before you say the second share. And that one is the entire desktop. So then I can see the whole process. Although at this point, it's probably happening without being recorded. Darn it.
Okay, can you see that?
I was so happy. Nope, that's interesting. Still not showing me anything.
Funny, because I see it on my other computer as well as sharing.
Yeah, but it's your own. And so it's this thing where when you give permissions to what to share, probably there's no permission to share like if I get a message from someone in my texts, even if I'm teaching, that message doesn't get shared to the whole class. It's like Zoom keeps your privacy, and so it's probably keeping that private and not sharing it with us.
Okay,
Oh, well, here I was trying to record it. Never
how's
mind.
that? Can you see that?
No, I'm seeing Bridge, but I'm not seeing your installation. Anyway, go
Well,
ahead.
oh,
See
no,
with
no,
you.
no. Well, wait. So watch this. So this time it's asking me to open with. So I'm going to say Adobe Photoshop.
So that means it was installed. So that's good. Go ahead and click on it. So that means that your software got installed and now you're able to do it. But that's because you already installed that little bit. So guys, if VDI, okay, hold on. Oh, okay. So it's needed. Install the required software. Okay, say okay. What's the, oh, but it doesn't tell you what it is. Click on learn more.
Oh, I went to Adobe.
All right. So go, we would have gone to learn more, and then because this is in Photoshop, but it's not opening the file. Okay, I'm going to simplify things. Thanks for showing me that. First of
Sure.
all, go ahead and go to that learn more, and it'll tell you which software it is and install it. But second of all, I'm going to have to replace these files with JPEGs, which is fine. I was excited that I heard that now PC Bridge could do HEIC, so I put these files in there, and it seems like it's not. And since I have a Mac, I just went with the news that it was working. I'll replace these files by next week. We will have, and this is probably going to happen in Photoshop too, so I'm going to need to go and change those files as well for my Photoshop class. Oh well, that's life. Okay, so let's open a JPEG. So I'm going to share my screen, everyone. Let's go ahead and go to Bridge and open a JPEG or a PSD. So there's a couple different files. Let's open this colors JPEG. Now that one will open fine in Photoshop by just double clicking. Double click and it's opened inside of Photoshop. All right. So if this opened up and everyone has this file opened up in Photoshop, let me know. Okay. So Rebecca, yeah, you had your hand up.
Yeah, well, since I'm on a Mac and the HEIC is open, is there a preference between a JPEG and an HEIC?
No, and you'll notice that once you open it, when you try to save it again, you'll have to choose to save it as a PSD or a JPEG or something like that. Like you won't resave it as an HEIC. But
Okay.
no, it's fine to work on an HEIC directly. So great question. And yeah, so if you look at the HEIC, which I just opened, at the top, it says Image 500 HEIC. But if you try to save it for any reason, it'll go ahead and like if I do something, which normally we do that anyway, we save as a layered file. But let me tell everyone else who isn't up to doesn't know yet what I'm talking about when I'm saying saving as a PSD. So I'm going to close it again, but I'm going to not save any changes. Here we go. So if everyone has this one opened up, I think that was your answers. Let me clear your answers, clear your food. Has everyone opened the colors file? Everyone except for Tamara. And then Amberly, open whatever you downloaded, one of the JPEGs that you downloaded. If you're able to open a file, hopefully this one, give me a yes. Kimberly, did you find it? Sorry, Kristen, did you find it? Did it work for you? Christina?
I have it, but I have these presets off to the right side
Yeah, we're gonna
of
work
pictures.
yeah, we're gonna work right now on that. As long as that's the next question is how do we set our screen and all that. But if you have this one open, give me a yes. Kristen, did you open this color?
Yeah, so I'm responding yes to the screen that just has my name, but not my picture. You can't see me?
I can
Because
see.
that's my computer and it's easier for me
Oh,
to.
oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. I wasn't looking down. When I'm in this mode, I'm not seeing the whole screen. That's why I have my other computer open to see it. So I apologize. I forgot. Got it. Okay. Thanks for pointing that out to me. And all right, so now we're going to equalize our screens because some of the screens are looking like mine, some are not. So before we get much deeper, you'll find that all the programs have on the far right of the application, and there's like this little square window, which when you hover over it, it should say workspaces. And if you are on a Mac, it's over there. There's very few differences, but on a PC, I think it's a little bit further in or something like that. And when you click on that, I need to change my tool and minimize this thing. Okay, so when you click on that, it gives you a series of choices. And each one of these is a different workspace. I'm gonna sit here for a second and show you what I need to move something out of the way because that's in the way. Okay, so when I click on Essentials, see how my screen changed when I move to Graphic and Web. My tools changes again. The photo is still open, it's not being affected, but the available tools switches when I say painting, a whole nother set of tool works. So this workspace here is kind of like you're walking into a studio where they can do like 85 types of work, and they have like pottery in one cupboard and oil paintings in another, and a sculpture in another, and so on and so forth. And you basically open the right cupboard to do whatever it is that you need to do, and the right tools pop up. So we're going to go ahead and start with Essentials for a second. Let's choose Essentials. And then after you've chosen Essentials, let's go back to the same tool and go down to Reset Essentials. For those of you who've been using this before, you might have had it in a setting that was different. If it's your first time at Essentials, then Essentials will be pretty much what I'm showing right now. Now, if your screen is looking like mine, meaning you were able to reset and move to Essentials, then give me a yes. All right. The only one who shouldn't be answering is Tamara. So make sure, Christina, if you're seeing this, to give me a yes. That way I don't have to stop and ask whether it's working. And that's just a quick way. And if it just takes you an extra minute to do it, that's fine. But other than that, it's good to it's just a check-in to make sure everyone's in the right spot. Okay, so notice then that here on the left side, where we have our main set of toolbars, some of you guys are seeing the same tools I'm seeing, and for some of you guys, the toolbar is too long and it keeps going and you're not seeing all of them. Especially, say, if I go into a different workspace, like if I go into photography, I believe, see how suddenly the toolbar has changed and it's really long? If you get to the place where you're not seeing everything that I'm seeing, like yours gets cut off somewhere over there, then you can double up the size of your toolbar by clicking on this teensy little double-headed arrow that's right there. Because then what happens is your toolbar doubles up and then all the tools fit in. And it depends on the resolution of your screen, whether that happens or not. So these little tiny little double-headed arrows will make all the tools fill in one long bar or in 2. But if your resolution is too big, then all your tools won't fit and you will need to go 2. And that's okay if that happens, but if it does happen and you have to double it up, if I have mine in single form, then know that the way your toolbar goes is like this one goes to the left, this one goes to the right, that one goes to the left, this one goes to the right. So when I double it up, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So this will be my 6th tool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See that? So it just kind of puts it in 2 columns, but these tools stay next to each other and that next to each other because they're related. Like these are the selection tools, these are the retouching tools, and so on and so forth. Does that make sense? So whatever you need to do, the tools will all be there. They're just going to be, you know, kind of on the side. All right. I'm going to make mine be 1 bar. And as long as you see all the way down to that last one, that's all of them. Now in the essentials mode, we don't have that many tools. So maybe it's easier for everyone to fit their toolbar in the first set. All right. Those little 2 double-headed arrows, teensy double-headed arrows are everywhere. Here's some more. And if I click on that one, then it expands that and it closes that. And if I click on that one and expands that and then it closes that. So the toolbars are very flexible, made for you to work them around your needs. And they're even more flexible. Let's head over here and see how I can put my mouse inside of this line that divides that to this one. And when it gets a double-headed arrow, now I can make this bigger or smaller, bigger or smaller. I can go down here and I can make this one bigger or smaller. So depending on your needs and what you need to see, we're going to be doing a lot of that, modifying. Once you modify the toolbars to fit your needs, there I can make it bigger or smaller. Once you modify the toolbars to fit your needs, then you can create your own workspace. Like here's an example I called Diana Sample. You can make a new workspace and call it, you know, my workspace that works the way I want it to work. But at first, I want everyone to have the exact same workspace. That way, we're all on the same page. Okay, we're a little bit behind. I was hoping to do this for each one of the 3 programs that we're going to open, but that's fine. Class that was the alarm that class is over. I'm always happy to stay behind and answer some questions, but it's 12:25. So if you guys need to go, then I'm going to send you an email with the links to all of the material that you need to do to catch up. Right now, let's just close this file by going back here to where it says colors.jpg. And when you hover over it, there's a little X right there. If you're on a PC, there's an X on the right side. And click on that to close the colors.jpg, which we didn't do anything on. And then you can quit the programs and then we're done. I'm happy, as I said, to stay here and answer questions. The only thing I can't help with, unfortunately, is with the VDI more than what I've done. So please, Amberly, you're also in my Photoshop or in my Illustrator class, which is the other one that you signed up for?
I'm in Illustrator later.
So this afternoon. So hopefully you can get some help between here and there because the same thing will happen. But in that one, we will only use Illustrator. It's the only class that I don't use Bridge. In Illustrator, we start our files from scratch, 90%. So you won't be affected today because there's not many class files to open, which kind of is emblematic of the programs. In Illustrator, you create from scratch. In Photoshop, you kind of start from existing files, which are the photos that you need to work with, right? So, okay. That's it for today. Stay behind if you have any questions. Otherwise, I will see you on next Wednesday. Do your homework. And oh, I forgot to get you to post on Padlet. Follow the instructions. I have a handout in the handouts of how to post on Padlet. Basically, if you can hang out one more second, I apologize. Here's how we post on Padlet. You basically, you make a screenshot. Can one of you guys who already knows how to do this? Oh, look at Alan. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick screenshot of here. I'm going to quick screenshot of the class, you guys that are in front of me. There we go. So I did a screenshot. Oh, I should be sharing my window for this. I did a quick screenshot. On a Mac, that screenshot goes to live on my desktop. On a PC, so this is for Windows. If you do Windows key Shift S, then it goes into your clipboard as a memory thing. So it doesn't, if you want to do a screenshot any other way, you can, but that puts it as a copy, so to say. So then we go down to this little plus sign and we put our name first, okay? And then when we go to this little icon right here, it's to upload that screenshot that we just took. So this is for Mac people. You click on this little guy and you go to your desktop, and there's the screenshot that I just took, which was a photo of you guys. Okay. And then down here, I will explain these are the techniques I use. This is what I did. I write whatever I want to write. And when I'm done, I'll say publish. And there's my post. And if you're a PC person and you did the Windows key Shift S, it copied. So then again, you write your name there. And instead of going to upload that, you go to where it says write something beautiful and you do a paste, Control V to paste. And whatever it is that you pasted, which is that screenshot, will pop up here and then you publish as well. Go ahead and as your homework, do a first post. And in your class handouts, by the way, the second handout under the Zoom is how to use Padlet. And it has instructions on how to do it. There it is. And then here's the link to get you to the Padlet again. Okay. And that's in the class files, but I'll send you the link as well. All right. That's it. I usually don't teach anything after class, so I'm sorry. I'm using a couple more minutes. I'm going to teach nothing new. I will just answer questions now. If you have to go, please go. Yes, Kristen.
So you were talking about logging out, and I just go back to the start button and I click on power. Is that right?
No, share your screen, because since you do have working Google Drive, I want you to sign out of Google Drive first. So for anyone who's going to be on Google Drive, you need to do it step by step. So go back into your VDI, wherever it is. There we go. Okay. And now let me get my pencil tool. Here we go. Okay. So now before you leave, you need to first go to this little icon right there. It's hard one to see.
Ah, the carrot.
Okay. And open your little Google icon. There we go. Then go to the gears.
Carrot.
And let's just quit.
And quit. All right. Carrot, Google,
You
and
used to
quit.
have people not quit and whatever. Now we're just going to quit. And then next class, or when you want to do your homework, it won't pop up automatically because now it's been quit. You would have to either go in there if it's still available, or you would type in here to search and you would say Google Drive and you'd open up and sign in again. Okay. Because now it's quit. So now you can go in. Now you can go in and quit wait. Yeah, you're still in VDI. Okay, so you still have to leave. So let me clean up all my pink stuff. Okay, so now you need to go in to this icon, the Windows icon, and power off and shut down. And you're not done yet, so hold on. Wait until you back out. 3 steps. It's open, shut down anyway. That's okay. You should have shut down the apps. I forgot, but never mind. Say shut down anyway. I should have had you. Okay. Now say close. Okay. And now go up to that top icon and log out.
Wow.
So basically you're logging out of the desktop and then you're logging out of the VM view. So, and first you log out of Google, then out of the desktop, then VMview. When you sign into VMview, then you sign into the student desktop, and then you sign into Google Drive. So then you need to kind of back out of all 3. Okay, so it's 3 sign-ins, 3 signs-outs. All right?
Okay, maybe.
Don't worry, I'll walk you through it as many times as you need.
Thank you very much. It's good to see you.
Take care.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Christina?
Yes, I just want to verify, our only homework is to post.
At this point, to post, to make sure that you have the files navigate through Bridge, since I didn't get into doing much more, learn how to watch the recordings, get into the handouts, like get all the details that we did today under your belt, and then we'll start working and get doing stuff that you'll have to do, but I can't assign you homework to do stuff that we didn't do. So,
Right, but I just want, so, but what should we post though?
oh, a screenshot, any screenshot, just to know that you know how to
Any
post.
screenshot, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, like I posted you guys, but any screenshot just to know that you are able to post. Because during the class, I'll be okay. Now do a screenshot of this and post it, please, and post it. So we need to be comfy with posting, which for
Okay.
people on their own computers is not so complicated. People on VDI, they have to do a little jig-a-majig. So we'll have to work with them on that. But right now, that's it. That's all we got. So we'll see you next week with a bunch of posts under your belt, knowing how to get to the handout and all that kind of stuff. Oh, there was a handout. Oh, there is a homework, which is to read the home.
Is to read the what?
Yeah, I'll email it, but I posted in the Padlet, there's a handout and it says, read this article. So I'm going to send that to everyone. You can click on this and download it and read it, or I'll go ahead and add it to the email because I didn't tell people to do that. So usually whatever's pinned at the top in yellow, that's my homework. But there you go. Right now, that's the homework.
I also have a question. If you got a loaner computer from City College,
They give you Chromebooks, and Chromebooks are not good for Adobe.
it's not good for Adobe.
But it is good for being your second computer that you just watch everything on and then you work on your computer. But you seem to have two devices, so you probably don't need that. But if you do, it'll be a Chromebook, and Chromebook doesn't really work. You'll have to use VDI.
Okay, next question. In
Yes.
the Chromebooks, do they have Windows Explorer? Do you know?
No, because a
No.
Chromebook is basically a big old web browser.
Okay.
That's what a Chromebook is. And so it's Chrome. It's the
So
web.
there is
The
no
whole thing of
Windows Explorer.
Chromebooks is it's one big Chrome web browser. You're inside of that, but you're not out. You're not in Windows. It's got nothing to do with Microsoft. It's just Chrome.
Okay, so you're in a bubble.
You're in that little. It's like it's everything you can get inside of your Chrome. If you open Chrome inside of your computer, whatever you can do inside of Chrome, you can do in a Chromebook. But that's all it is.
Got it. Okay. Well, thank you.
Means you can access VDI and use Photoshop from in there, but even then there's no like shortcut keys available, so it's not really that useful.
Thank you for the explanation. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. All right. See you,
Bye-bye.
I guess next week. Take care. Or if you're in any other of my classes, I think I saw you in some other rosters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll see you. Bye.
Bye.